Yo, 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 yo. What's up? What's really good? It's your boy Brandon Bravon Towns, host of that show called Sports Plus Life. That there sports podcast where we talk about all of the necessary topics in sports and all of the necessary topics in life. And I hope that everybody is having a wonderful, blessed, amazing Friday, March the 15th, 2000 of the 24. Yo, the weather here in the Richmond, VA, or the Henrico, VA, or the Ashland, VA, wherever, pretty much around VA, has been so dope. Has been so dope. Very good, very nice. Like spring, even though spring doesn't technically get here until next week, but it has been wonderful, wonderful, wonderful spring weather. And like shorts weather, like real talk, like definitely like real talk shorts weather. But I hope everybody has had a great week as well. As St. Patrick's Day is Sunday, to whatever that means to anybody. I mean, St. Patrick's Day to me is a good old drinking holiday. But if I'm not wearing green and you pinch me, I may come back and slap the shit out you. Okay. But quick shout out to Heather's Craft Haven. You can hit her up on TikTok, Heather's Craft Haven and TikTok, as well as Too Tough Sports. If you think you a real Madden gamer, you think you a real Madden baller shot caller, you think you got the skills to pay the MF and Bizzills, come to Too Tough, baby. Okay, so shout out to them, my man Cash Sales. But before we go to the new Friday tradition, we got a lot of sports to talk. What up, though, Rufus?
What's up, man? I apologize for my tardiness.
Oh, no, you all right. You good. You're all right. You're not tardy at all, sir. You are right on time. We got a lot of sports to talk about. Hey, boo, particularly with this craziness of the NFL free agency. It is March Madness. And for y'all who don't know, I love March Madness. I'm sitting here watching the Carolina Pitt ACC semifinal tournament game right now. Just went to halftime. Pitt is up by 2 points, 35-33. But how you feeling? How you feeling, brother?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Pretty good. How was your week?
It was all right.
Hey, well, the weather was great.
Yeah.
The weather was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
The weather was absolutely awesome. But bro,
yo,
well, before we start talking about the free agency in football, Aaron Donald, 10 years as a St. Louis / Los Angeles Ram, has announced his retirement today. Aaron Donald, who turns 33 years old in May, he his resume speaks for itself. He's definitely going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. He's a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year. He's a Super Bowl champion. He was an NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year, as well as a 10-time Pro Bowler. Aaron Donald. I heard this today that if there was a Mount Rushmore of defensive players, that Aaron Donald would be on there. The people that I heard, and I don't know if I necessarily agree, but it'd be hard to argue. Mount Rushmore counts of 4 people: Aaron Donald, Lawrence Taylor, Reggie White, and Deion Sanders. What's up, Keith?
That is the dumbest shit I ever heard. You said who? Who would be on it?
Aaron Donald, Lawrence Taylor, Reggie White, and Deion Sanders.
So no Ray Lewis? Because I would
Mount Rushmore, man, only 4 people, man.
You would have to replace him with Ray Lewis.
Replace who?
You would have to play Aaron Donald with Ray Lewis.
Okay. Hey, I respect your opinion.
Yeah.
Because Ray Lewis, I guess because Aaron Donald, for all intents and purposes, was a Pro Bowler every year. He was an All-Pro, 7-8 times, first team. But if you replace Aaron Donald with Ray Lewis, I doubt you find a lot of people that would argue with you for that.
Yeah, he has been He's been a top 10 defender in his tenure, but I don't think. But he's not top 5 all time defensive players though.
You don't think so?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. I guess you put him past Bruce Smith only because he's a Super Bowl champion. I don't think he's necessarily better than Bruce Smith, but Bruce Smith wasn't a tackle.
You got to. I mean, let alone. I mean, look at Dick. I mean, not trying to. I know we're going black and white. Dick Buckets. Come on now. You think about this is Night Train Lane. You got some people that who talent transcend generations. Like they be
Deacon Jones.
Deacon fucking Jones. Come on now.
What up, Keys?
I think sometimes people say that shit to cater to. They supposed to cater to their
audience. Be a prisoner of the moment, maybe.
Because most of their audience don't know the matter. They be like,
yeah,
you right. You right.
Yeah,
you like,
yeah.
Joe, who?
yeah. But what up, Keys, though? What up, bro?
Hey, nothing was good with you.
We talking sports, man. Hey, Keys came in last week when we were on the conspiracy theory topic. He took too long to get here. I said, bro, you got to get here. When I'm talking sports on a Friday, you got to catch me. But what you think about Aaron Donald retiring, bro?
I seen it coming because he was talking about retiring last year. Real time. So
he was talking about retiring after they won the Super Bowl.
Yeah. So.
I don't think nobody can argue with it. Go ahead, Keys.
Our reaction was there was no reaction. Like, all right, cool, great career. Of my generation, I don't want to speak much about y'all's and all that, but my generation, he's definitely he's in that of my sure.
He's in the Mount Rushmore of your generation?
Easily.
Okay.
And then I don't fault him for retirement. Think about it. 10 years, he been double team and triple team for 10 years. Like, he has his own coverage. He has his own, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. And what I've been hearing, of course, if Aaron Donald didn't make the play on Burrow on 4th down, you know, Jamar Chase was wide open up the sideline. I don't know if that's Aaron Donald made the play or Joe Burrow just missed Jamar Chase. I don't know, but be that as it may, they got him a Super Bowl title. All shout out and props to him. My only pushback with Aaron Donald as far as a Super Bowl performance, all I would just say is, you know, Von Miller had the same stat line. You know,
Von Miller won't get in triple and double team though.
He was getting double teamed.
Yeah,
he was getting double teamed.
It ain't the same. I'm not trying to take it. It's not the same.
No, look, it's all good. I was just, you know, like I said, if you want to look at stat line, I mean, but again, Aaron Donald, like I said, great career. You know, great career. It doesn't surprise me either. Didn't come
that year. You couldn't double team Von Miller every play because you had DeMarcus. What's the
DeMarcus Ware
on the side? Yeah, you couldn't.
You talking about with Denver?
Yeah, you couldn't double team them. You should have and could have, but it was impossible for you to double team that man like that. It was impossible.
And look, I mean, you know, Vaughn is one of those generational talents. I mean,
he is.
You know, Vaughn. I mean, to me, honestly, I put Von Miller. People may say I'm crazy, and maybe it is my Denver Bronco bias, but I'll take Von Miller before Aaron Donald any day. And that's just my opinion. Like I said, you may say I'm crazy, but
crazy.
You know, I would take Vaughn. You know, when Broncos won the Super Bowl, it was no question of who the MVP was, and Peyton Manning was your quarterback, and it was still no question that Von Miller was the most dominant player in that game. But this ain't about Vaughn. This is about Aaron Donald. Salute to him again. 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, Super Bowl champion, Defensive Rookie of the Year, 10-time Pro Bowler. You know, one of the greatest defensive tackles ever. So now let's get to free agency. And you know, one thing that has not been talked about amidst all of the moves is that low key. Have y'all been paying attention to what the Chicago Bears been doing?
What have they been doing? What happened? I ain't trying to...
All right. Well, the Bears traded yesterday for Keenan Allen. They got Keenan Allen from the Chargers. That goes with them adding DeAndre Swift, Jalen Johnson, the cornerback, Gerald Everett, Kevin Byard. They loading up, and they have the 1st pick and the 9th pick in the draft. So, because the main topic when you hear about Chicago Bears over the last couple of months, it's only been about Caleb Williams and Justin Fields. That's been the only thing you've really heard about. But what the facts are is that they have been loading up.
Right.
You know, they have some high quality players, which leads you to believe that indeed they will trade Justin Fields and draft Caleb Williams because you got that rookie contract where you can build your team up, blah blah blah.
All right.
But here's my issue with it.
Mm-hmm.
This is my issue because again, Keenan Allen, that's a nice size contract. They signed DeAndre Swift to a decent contract. Kevin Byard was really I believe a 1-year contract. But here's the thing: this is what's actually really starting to get on my damn nerves when it comes to these analysts and everything else. When they're saying there's no way that you can keep Justin Fields on your team and draft Caleb Williams. Why not? Because let me, and I asked this question kind of rhetorically, but serious when I ask it. When did we become so bitch made? Like, Calvin, now come on. If you're the better man, shouldn't you compete for the job? Whether you keep Justin Fields or not. Let's say you draft Caleb Williams and Caleb Williams looks absolutely horrible during training camp, OTAs, and all of that stuff. So like it's like you're literally saying now people saying now, and I'm one person I'm gonna call out, Chris Canty, and I rock with Canty on ESPN in the morning. He's been a main one. You cannot. I love competition, but there's no way that you can have Caleb Williams and Justin Fields on the team. When did people become so bitch made, especially in football? It doesn't matter whether you keep Justin Fields or not. If you are the better player, then be the better player. But that might divide the locker room. So what? And because if Justin Fields is there, but Caleb Williams is the one balling out and give you the best chance to win, that locker room will be undivided very quickly. Because again, you have traded for Keenan Allen to go along with DJ Moore. You got DeAndre Swift. You got Jalen Johnson as a cornerback. You also got Gerald Everett, the tight end. You got Kevin Byard. So you are signing high quality players, as if you are in win now mode, and you're only getting these players because yes, with a rookie contract you can afford it. But this notion of you cannot have Justin Fields and Caleb Williams on the same team is utter bullshit. I mean, and I'm gonna be honest with you. If Caleb Williams is that type of quarterback where if he comes down with a case of the Carson Wentz and if he has any type of competition, he's gonna shrivel up, then I don't want to draft you anyway. Because that you would appear to be bitch made in my book. Now, how do you feel about that, sir?
I feel like I love you as a brother, and I don't want to do this, so I'm not gonna say nothing.
No, say it away. If you disagree with me, that's fine.
Okay, yeah, that's you been drinking?
No, not yet.
You're not okay. First of all, you said you got Keenan Allen. Okay, who you got? Everett or aging tight end, and then who was the other wide receiver?
You said an aging tight end.
Gerald Everett. How old is Gerald Everett?
Gerald Everett's like 28 years old.
He's
28 years old. That's not aging for a tight end.
Okay, we'll talk about that. So who's the other wide receiver?
No, they already got DJ Moore. Remember, they got him last year from the Panthers.
Okay. The thing is you know how stupid and dumb it is to try to develop two. You can't develop two quarterbacks at the same time.
Go ahead.
You can't.
No, go ahead.
You can't develop two quarterbacks at the same time at almost close to the same stage of their career. So basically, what they're either going to do, if they keep Justin Fields, they probably draft a wide receiver. But if they don't, they're not going to do that because that makes no sense, Brandon. That makes no.
They're not going to keep Justin Fields again because these are players that aren't cheap. And you can get away with these type of moves with a rookie quarterback contract.
So let's say we do the whole gladiator thing that you like to do, and you keep both of them, right? In 3 years, right? Because in 3 years, you have to pay one of them. So you have to pay one of them, whichever one is doing the best. So let's say it's Justin Fields. Let's say he's playing. Let's say he's not playing. They did the whole gladiator arm wrestling thing, and he's playing, but he's not playing great, and he wants one of those middle of the pack quarterback Dak Prescott contracts? Do you give it to him, or do you sit on the boot and then you fall back to Caleb Williams, who we drafted because Brandon told us to, and he's been sitting on the bench and getting second string reps for the last 2 or 3 years? It's counterproductive to keep both of them. It's counterproductive to keep both
I
of them.
think you're missing what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're missing what I'm saying. I'm not saying that you just have both of them and keep both of them on your team, but this notion that, okay, let's say I don't think it's a crime if, let's say, Justin Fields, if nobody gives you an offer that you want for Justin Fields, which so far nobody has,
Mm-hmm.
and if he's still on your roster,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I don't see a crime in that. I'm not saying that you're not eventually going to, you know, I'm not saying that you're not eventually going to trade him or release him. But this notion that if he's on the roster at all while Caleb Williams is on the roster is just the worst thing in the world. No, because for one, to me, I don't think it's the worst thing in the world if Caleb Williams actually sits at the beginning of the season
and learns from who. I mean, what I'm saying is he's Justin Fields at his most valuable now versus going out. I mean, if you go out there and play real good, you can't trade him. If you go out there and play sorry, you can't trade him. So you might as well try to trade him.
That's not true, because if he goes out there and he plays good, he gets his dollars up. That means you can get more value from him. That's what the Chiefs did with Alex Smith.
I'm saying you can't, but if you play it good, that means you winning. You could trade a quarterback that's helping you win.
That's what. No, I just gave you an example. When the Chiefs drafted Patrick Mahomes, they still had Alex Smith. They kept Alex Smith. Mahomes' rookie season, he sat the bench behind Alex Smith. The Chiefs won the AFC West and went to the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
And that got Alex Smith's trade value up, which then he got traded to Washington. So this is what I'm saying. Like, it's not out of, like, you know, because to me, it like this coddling and fear of competition gets on my nerves. Keith, what do you think about this? No, Calvin, I'm gonna come back to you. We just haven't heard Keith's opinion on it.
I don't agree with you.
Okay.
Okay. When a quarterback gets drafted, first overall pick, he's not getting drafted just to be on the bench. So that first overall pick is going to be the starter, is the franchise quarterback. That comes to being the number one overall pick. Justin Fields, at this moment, has a bunch of value, and he's shown that he is a starting quarterback in the league.
If Justin Fields has a bunch of value, why hasn't nobody traded for him yet?
Teams are into him.
Huh?
Teams are looking into him. I've seen teams looking into him.
Just because the deal ain't, excuse me, I'm sorry, I hate to cut you off. Just because the deal ain't done don't mean the deal ain't been looking into him. They just ain't found the one they want.
Nigga, I hope we trade for him. Go ahead, Keith.
So he is a starting quarterback. He's shown that he is a starting quarterback. And because the Bears are looking into a quarterback at number one, needy teams, just like the Broncos, should be making the call.
I would. Bro, if I was GM of the Broncos, I'd have traded for Justin Fields 2 days ago.
I don't think this is a scared competition thing. I think Chicago is taking advantage of being the number one overall pick because they damn sure should not be number one overall pick.
I'm not saying that the Chicago Bears organization is scared of competition. I'm talking about the way it is perceived by people who I've watched on TV. The Chicago Bears have not come out and said anything like that. I'm talking about the perception that's given if the possibility, because until Justin Fields is traded or released, he is a Chicago Bear. And I'm not saying that the Bears have said it. I'm talking about the shit that I've seen on TV that is just would condemn the Bears if Justin Fields is still on their roster when they draft Caleb Williams.
I don't think they scared of competition. I just think about I just think they scared of doing one of the dumbest things you can do, and that's draft a quarterback first overall and have him compete for a. I mean, just like he said, when you draft a quarterback overall, it is your team. Is your team. Eventually, it's your team. You're not, you know what I'm saying? You may have a veteran or something or whatever. Probably not right this day, but you have somebody there that they might can learn from. But competition is not. I don't think competition. I don't listen. I don't think that competition is what the NFL is scared of in this instance. I just think
The NFL.
no, I'm just saying. Whoever the Bears, whoever you want, whatever you just said, whatever crazy shit you just said.
I didn't say. I said not the Chicago Bears. I said the talking heads on ESPN, CBS, Fox, blah blah blah.
Okay, I don't think that's. I don't perceive it as that. I just think I don't see it. I don't see it as that. You know what I'm saying? You saying based on what they said that you perceive it as is everything is lax now because there's a lack of gunfights and knife fights and shit every week. That shit is getting soft. I don't see that. If right now you have to trade Justin Fields. And it's not because of lack. It's not, and when they say that, it's not because they're coddling anybody. It's because that's the logical thing to do. It's so many things can go wrong if you don't trade him and you have both of them on your roster. Somebody's gonna get fucking fired.
You could you could something can go wrong at any time. Something doesn't have to go wrong just because you have both quarterbacks on the roster. You could draft Caleb Williams, trade Justin Fields, Caleb Williams ruptures his fucking ACL. That could happen.
That's the price you pay for when you draft a quarterback. That's the risk you take when you draft any quarterback.
That's the risk you play when you draft any player.
So basically what you're saying is teams should draft a quarterback in the first round every year just in case they get hurt.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Okay.
That's not what I'm saying.
No. But you brought injury.
No, but I'm saying that I'm just talking about the Chicago Bears situation, none of the 31 other teams. I'm just talking specifically about the Chicago Bears situation. All I'm saying is that when April 25th, when the draft comes, which we will be covering, hope you guys are ready. If when they draft Caleb Williams, because again, the writing's on the wall, they're gonna draft, bro. Because look at the moves that they've made. But if Justin Fields is still on the roster when they draft him, so what? That's all I'm basically saying. So what? And because the fact of the matter is that the draft is April 25th. They could draft Caleb Williams and Justin Fields could still be on the roster. Justin Fields don't have to get traded until fucking preseason. And that could happen. I'm not saying it's gonna happen. Like I said, as a Bronco fan, I hope we trade. I would love to see right now breaking news: Broncos trade for Chicago quarterback Justin Fields. I would love it. But I'm saying the situation that I'm laying out there is a possibility. It's not out of the realm of possibility.
No, I'm not saying it's not a possibility. It's just,
and I just don't see anything wrong with it. That's all. I don't see anything wrong with it. So what?
It's dumb. It's dumb.
Because I tell you what, if something happens, let's say Caleb Williams comes up.
What would that do for Caleb Williams' confidence? I just got dropped.
Are you serious?
Don't say that. Don't do that. Don't say that. That's not. See, you roping into his little dumbass argument. Don't say that. That's not what it is. The thing is the reason why it's stupid and it's not productive is because right now you can trade him and get maximum value for him, and you can throw your weight and you can continue to do and throw your weight behind Caleb Williams. You know what I'm saying? If you have the dude on the roster, you know what I'm saying, it does generate a lot of silly shit. You know what I'm saying?
I want to hear what Keith's got to say. Go ahead.
I'm the number 1 overall pick, and I got to fight for my job. Like, no, that don't make sense. Like, I'm one pick.
I didn't say that.
That don't make sense. You got to fight for your job anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Keith, you break. Hold on, Calvin. Keith, you breaking up. What'd you say?
No, I'm just saying. You keep saying if Justin Fields still on the roster, it's gonna be a competition. Like, I'm the number one overall pick. I should not be fighting for my spot. I'm the man. I'm the number one pick. I'm the man. That's how it
You
goes.
again, sir. You're taking my words out of context. I said that if they drafted Caleb Williams, and so okay, I did say so what if if you're the better man, yeah, compete for your job. But again, I also said it's no question they're going to draft him because look at the moves they're making for the players with the contracts that they have. Dude, they could draft Caleb Williams on the 25th. They could trade Justin Fields July 1st.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna fuck with Caleb Williams' confidence.
So basically, my point is, team deathmatch aside, you could trade Justin Fields for a first round pick and get another weapon.
You're not getting if you were gonna get a first round pick for Justin Fields, you'd have traded him already.
You don't.
The market is telling you that you're not getting a first round pick for Justin Fields. You're not. That'd have been a done deal.
So let's rewind. You can trade Justin Fields and get a draft pick and get another weapon for Caleb Williams.
You can.
Okay. That's more productive and more forward thinking than let's let these niggas duke it out. Because Keith.
What up, homie?
First round, even though you are the first round draft pick, you still have to go out there and play and compete for your job. Because you can go out there and camp and look ass. And they not gonna put you.
When was the last time we seen the first overall quarterback fight for his job?
Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield was the first overall pick. He didn't start the season.
Yeah, no, they don't always start now.
That's all I'm saying.
They don't always.
That's all I'm saying.
But if you first overall pick and you're not starting, you are developing this quarterback.
Okay.
You're trying to develop another nigga. So you might as well trade him for a pick and get another weapon.
Well, you can get remember. Go ahead, Keith. Go ahead.
And who said they're gonna trade Justin Fields? How about trade the number one overall pick and build around? You're already building around Justin Fields.
That's
you know
true.
what? I'm gonna tell you.
That's a possibility too. And
that is a possibility. And DJ Moore came out public and said that just yesterday.
And you can trade that pick for what?
But listen, well, fellas, I said the Bears have, but the Bears have the number 9 pick too.
Exactly. Build more talent around the team you got right now. Their team is nasty.
I think the point we're trying to make is you only gonna have one of them. There's no point. There's no point of having two of them.
Good.
Whoever it is.
Justin Fields is good. I've seen it.
I like Justin Fields, but apparently in NFL circles, he's not valued as what me or you may think he is. Again, like I said, I would have traded for Justin Fields as soon as free agency hit. But we're not general managers. General managers and teams don't value him the way that a lot of people thought that he was going to get value. I thought he was going to go to the Falcons.
How about the problem is that's not the problem, and the actual problem is Chicago is overvaluing him.
And
every team does that.
They might be asking for a first round pick because they understand his value.
I think they know now. I mean, we've been in free agency for 3 days. They know they ain't getting no first round for Justin Fields because they got it, bro. They got it already.
I'm gonna tell you a secret. I'm gonna give you another plausible explanation. We may not be thinking. We probably don't know what the fuck is going on behind closed doors.
We don't.
And the TV talking heads probably don't know neither.
No, they don't.
So because there's no movement or nothing hit the line on their end, they have to report something. So
of course,
you know what I'm saying. So it got to say why. Oh, he must not be traded. You got to say it's a storyline. So you got to say something. So all stuff was in play, but I can tell you what's not gonna happen. They're not gonna keep both of them dudes on the roster. That's asinine.
But you're not gonna keep both of those dudes on the roster for how long though, or period.
It doesn't matter. They're just not gonna be on the team next year together.
Okay. Okay. You may well be right, but I said the Bears don't have to trade him until the Bears can wait till the last week of motherfucking August to trade him.
Nobody.
They are in the driver's seat.
It may come as a shock, but ain't nobody call us or email us, so we don't know if how many how many offers they got, and what those offers are. So
But
they
I
just
tell you this, I tell y'all this: the only way the only way the Bears get a first round draft pick for Justin Fields is if
and free agency just ended. Free agency
just started.
it just started, but you have to see where those dominoes lie and where those pieces fall. So then people who may want them and may need them, they know very well. They know more now if they want them and need them now versus they did in a week ago. You know what I'm saying? So
Exactly, and that's where I was going. What I was about to say. To me, I see only two scenarios where Justin Fields gets traded for a first round draft pick. Is one if you're in training camp and somebody's top quarterback gets hurt and you have a team that's desperate, or if the powers that be, Justin Fields does play for the Chicago Bears this year and comes close to winning a fucking MVP. That's the only way I could see him being traded for number one.
So that's the only scenario you see Justin Fields get traded for
a number one draft for a first round draft pick. I didn't say traded, but for a first round draft pick. Those are the only scenarios I see.
The only scenario you see the Bears receiving a first round draft pick is after this draft and training camp or the regular season moving forward for 2025 draft class. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
So you saying for this 24 draft class, you don't see Justin Fields.
I don't see him getting traded for a first round pick. No, not at all.
Bet $5.
Okay, bet $5.
Okay.
All right, I want my $5.
Okay, I want my.
Well, let's move on from the Bears. Hey, that was I love it. I love it. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Okay. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go to the Philadelphia Eagles, who are still loading up. We know earlier this week, they got Saquon Barkley. They got Saquon Barkley, home run hitter Saquon Barkley, as Keith throws the Eagles hat on. He's never run behind an offensive line in New York like he's going to run in Philadelphia. But that's not all. The Eagles, they got a backup quarterback for Jalen Hurts. They got Kenny Pickett. That does nothing for me.
Oh, it's Super Bowl time now.
But on a 1-year prove-it deal, the Eagles signed somebody Mr. Calvin wanted to sign back. They got Devin White. Keith, you're the Eagles fan on set today. How you feeling about that?
Huge name, but he did get benched. He's not 2020 Devin White, Super Bowl run Devin White.
He's 26 years old.
He said 2020. He talking about the year.
No, I know that. No, I know the year y'all won the Super Bowl and he looked like a young superstar. I get it.
He's just got benched, Devin White. So This is a 1-year prove-it deal. He still got the talent. He 4'4". He got the speed. I don't know. I was watching film with him, and he just looked bad. I see why y'all bench him. He just looked bad, but for $4 million, and then the extra 3.5 is incentive based. I mean, why not? 26. He should be in his prime. Why not take a chance? So I like it.
Okay. Calvin, you said one of the things on your wish list was to get Devin White back, but okay. How you feeling about that?
As I look at it, I mean, I wanted him back, but as I think about it now, I want him back as far as a Madden standpoint, because in Madden I can tell him do what I want. But as I see it, I think about the team as a whole over the last couple of years. You know what I'm saying? There has been you know what I'm saying? We got rid of two of the people who gambled, you know what I'm saying, a lot and gave up those big plays. You know what I'm saying?
Crispy Davis.
And we brought Jordan Whitehead back, so you know what I'm saying, he was adamant through the whole thing, like he was never the issue, and apparently he won't. But I mean, hey, we can draft somebody. I mean, long as we take care, long as we draft somebody, I don't care.
Well, that brick kid,
he can very well go over there and it's a prove it deal. He can very well go over there and where did Patrick Queen go?
That I was going to get into that in a second. Patrick Queen went from the Ravens to the Steelers, but let's stay with Philly before we get to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, listen, once y'all started signing Saquon, I said, oh shit, they not playing. They still doing their same thing. Then they stole Devin White from us. Oh shit. These niggas is really, really going for it all. Then when they signed Kenny Pickett, I said, okay, these niggas signing anybody.
Hey, you dumb, bro.
I remember somebody made a comment at work like, y'all don't remember when they did this shit in 11 and they had the dream team. And
oh Lord, you went back that far. Vince Young and
I didn't say
Nob the Awesome Wad.
I didn't say I necessarily agree because I think at the time signing those people, those were bigger names. You know what I'm saying? Versus the names they signing now. So
who did they sign that was bigger than the name of Saquon? Let's think about this because Vince Young, yeah.
I'm the awesome one.
Young and Asianwa.
Okay, Awesome Wad.
Yeah, you didn't know the nigga sucked.
Huh?
You didn't know the nigga sucked till he got to Philly. And Vince Young was still a big name. He was on the cover of Man Cup.
Yeah, I know, but everybody know that he was signed to be the backup quarterback. Everybody knew that.
Yeah. Who else? Them the only two I stand. I mean, we had to Google who was on it.
Yeah.
It was huge around that time.
But we've been down this road, you know what I'm saying, before with them signing. I mean, every
and we got DRs that year.
Every time they sign somebody, the fan base be like, fools, we got another one.
I don't know because Keys is like a true Philadelphian. He is hard to please right now.
The only one to me that you know what I'm saying that look like is guaranteed to pay off is Saquon. That is different. Yeah. All that other shit.
My thing is like all of them are great names, blah blah, but how much does it actually make us better? Because we look bad, and it all starts with the DC and the OC. Are they going to be a good fit for us? That's we got the talented players and all that, but we got to still put them in position for them to play at their best potential.
Are you
rational right now? You're making too much sense right now. Too much sense, Keith.
For sure, but that's all I got to say. Like Saquon, we know who Saquon is.
Yeah.
At cost, how much of an improvement is he than DeAndre Swift?
I think he's a better receiver coming out the back. Saquon's a 3-down back. Swift was at least they only used him as a 2-down back.
I got another thing for you, Keith. Because y'all had Swift, and Swift would get 3 yards, 4 yards, 5 yards, and then y'all stop running the ball.
I couldn't understand why.
If it remains to be seen. I know you can't answer that, but if you're going to do the same thing with Saquon Barkley, it was no point in signing him.
I hope not.
I agree with that. 1,000%.
Boy, we'll see with Kellen Moore. I mean, Kellen Moore, they call him an offensive wizard.
No, that's the motherfucker I don't trust right there.
I mean, but he has a good background. He's way better background than Brian Johnson, whoever the fuck that shit.
Okay. All right.
And all right. Excited we CJ Gardner-Johnson back.
Yeah, I saw y'all. That's gonna be interesting because he shit on the Philadelphia fans before he went to Detroit.
He did. He took that back though. He apologized.
I bet he did.
We gave him that. He apologized, but
you ain't got no choice. You want to be happy, nigga.
But we still got some moves to make. With Hassan Reddick, are we going to get rid of him?
I wouldn't, man. I wouldn't. He's a closer, man.
We just signed Bryce Huff.
I know.
We just restructured Josh Sweat. I mean,
I know.
Give him the money he wants. I mean, Hassan is nice, but he's asking for 20-25 mil a year.
Has he not been worth it the last 2 seasons?
I mean, he's aging, and we just got his.
Everybody is aging at some point or another.
We just got a replacement, Bryce Huff. 25. Okay. just had 10 sacks last year. We pretty much just signed Hassan Reddick, a 5-year younger Hassan Reddick.
Hassan Reddick. Okay.
Hassan Reddick has a bunch of value right now. Let's get it.
Okay.
I'm not saying first round pick, maybe second, fifth, and let that bag he want. But we still have a lot of talent on our edge. We have Nolan Smith. We just drafted last year.
Mm-hmm.
Still got to develop him. We have a bunch.
Oh, we know you got the whole back-to-back Georgia Bulldogs D line. We know that
for sure. So it wouldn't make sense to. I mean, it wouldn't make sense to keep a sign.
Well, let's get to the. That's okay. I mean, that's all of that is TBD. But let's get to the Pittsburgh Steelers now. I guess we know that who's the starting quarterback is going to be for the Steelers. It ain't gonna be Kenny Pickett.
Justin Fields.
Russell Wilson. The Steelers wanted Justin Fields. They could have got him.
They can still get him.
Yeah, next year.
Russell Wilson, a $1.5 million backup.
I mean, look, Russell Wilson's still getting $38 million this year, $39 million this year. So no, that's 1.5 from the Steelers. Huh?
A lot of worse team in the NFL.
Hey, yeah. I can't argue. But let's talk about the Steelers. You steal Patrick Queen from the Ravens. You steal Patrick Queen from the Ravens to go with Highsmith and TJ Watt and Minka Fitzpatrick and Joey Porter Jr., who's just going to be getting better. And then you get rid of Pickett, so you know who you got for quarterback at the quarterback position. Do you guys think that the Steelers have a legit chance to win the AFC North? Calvin, I'll start with you.
No, I'm gonna tell you why. Because they're scared of competition because they didn't leave Kenny Pickett in the I'm fucking with you. I'm joking with you. Yeah, I think they have a good. I think their chances have increased dramatically. You know what I'm saying? People, you know what I'm saying? And I guess I'm hoping you know what I'm saying, wishful thinking for Russ. I want Russ to do good so bad out there. You know what I'm saying? Because
me too. I'm rooting for him. I am. I think the way we did him was dirtball. But go ahead.
One thing about that fan base, when you playing good, they do love you. You know what I'm saying? And he need a win. He needs some type of win because you know what I'm saying. I think he got the short end of the stick over there yonder. So you know,
I do too.
I think their chances have increased. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you still got to go out there and play. So
they did just trade Deontay Johnson to the Carolina Panthers.
I know Mikey T said, I know where this is going.
Keith, what do you think about the Steelers' chances?
We're not going to do that again.
Yeah, right.
At first, when you asked the question, I thought you said the AFC, but I do.
No, the AFC North. Yeah,
I do have a chance to win the North because how closely those teams play each other. I do see them winning the North, but I don't think Patrick Queen is all that. To me, I feel like this is going to expose his flaws because he doesn't have a Roquan Smith beside him. He was not.
He got Highsmith.
Bro, Highsmith is he's an end. We talking about middle linebacker.
Okay.
So I don't think Patrick Queen is all that, and I don't think Russell Wilson is going to make them that much better. I don't think. To be honest, I don't think Kenny Pickett was that bad.
Man, you crazy.
Oh man,
you crazy.
You think that, right? But they were still a nine game winning team last year.
No, I'll correct you. They won 10 games.
Okay.
They last 4 games with Mason Rudolph that they won, not Pickett.
All right, for sure. Well, they still won 10 games with trash quarterbacks. So
exactly.
What Russell Wilson go win them one more game? Like,
so
bounce in the first round. Like they ain't beating the Chiefs, they ain't beating the Ravens, they ain't beating the top tier teams. It ain't playoffs. So
well, how do you think it gives them a chance to win the North when you just said they ain't gonna beat the Ravens?
It's playoffs, bro. I think playoffs a little different than regular season.
Then you can't put the Ravens in that category. That's for damn sure.
No, you know how the regular season goes.
But you can't put the Ravens in that category. Lamar only got 2 playoff wins his damn self. What happened? Damn, I guess he ain't want to. Okay, I was going to say I guess he didn't want to hear what I had to say. What's up?
I'm still here, right?
No, you had went off for a second. Now, what were you saying?
Oh,
Are
oh.
we all still here?
But I was saying take out the Ravens and pick the Houston Texans because I feel like they're the winner of the free agency. I feel like Houston was most improved team.
I do like them getting Joe Mixon.
Joe Mixon, Daniil Hunter, Aziz Al-Shir.
Yeah.
Like Houston made moves, and Houston is, to me, I put them at the number 2 spot. I put them over Baltimore. To me,
Damn.
I mean, what? Houston made it to the divisional last year.
Well,
And
I do agree with you. I mean, we'll see. I do agree with you and think that Pittsburgh has a chance to win that division because you said it. You won 10 games with that trash ass level of quarterback play. All Russell Wilson. If Russell Wilson has the same exact stats that he did last season for Denver, for Pittsburgh, they'll win 12 games. They'll win 12 games. Huh?
that sounds crazy to just hear Pittsburgh will win 12 games, but it's quite possible.
I mean, think Russ, what? 26 touchdowns to under 10 interceptions? Over 3,000 yards passing? If you get that the exact same stat with the way the Steelers run the ball, and he keep fading out. The way the way the Steelers run the ball, the way they play defense, bruh, they can win 12 games with that.
Yeah, Russell, I'll give it to Russell. He's definitely not washed. I
don't know if you heard the way people talked about Russ about a month ago, But what do y'all think about see how much Calvin Ridley got paid?
How much I got paid? Oh,
Calvin Ridley.
I like
how much
that was actually his market.
He got 92 million, 50 guaranteed from the Titans.
His market.
They love their washed up receivers, don't they?
All right. Let's talk about it. Why do you feel like Calvin Ridley is washed? I don't get it.
He said he was joking.
Oh, all right. No, bro. No. He's
No.
not
Let's
the only one.
let's dive into it. I think you want an argument, and we can argue.
All right, let's argue then.
I seen it all online. I'm like, bro, like he just had over 1,000 yards after missing.
Barely.
Okay, barely. I understand that.
But how many 1,000-yard seasons has he had?
That was his second one.
And how many years?
He's 29 years old, so that should give you an idea.
Okay. All right.
No, go ahead, Keith.
Nah, I was just saying, like, how is he washed? I don't
think he's washed.
But he's not the only one that said that. I've seen that online, and I'm like, bro, like,
I don't think he's washed. I was just surprised at the money he got. I'm not mad at him. When I saw 4 years, 92 million, I was like, for Ridley? I'm like I said, I don't think he's washed at all. But that number just surprised me. But get your money, player.
That's the same amount of money Michael Pittman got.
Nuh-uh. Michael Pittman got like 70 million, something like that.
3-year deal. It was a 3-year deal, 70
Okay. So about the same yearly?
Yearly, about the same.
I wouldn't have paid that for Michael Pittman, tell you the truth. Be real with you.
Better than Calvin Ridley?
No, he's not. No, he's not. He's not.
The cap room and the wide receiver market.
You're right, but no, I don't. To answer your question, no, I think Ridley's better than Pittman.
That's just the market for a receiver. So I don't think he got overpaid. I think he out 2 years, came back, had over 1,000. I think he deserved it.
Okay. All right. I mean, he ain't going nowhere with the fucking Titans, but okay. Yeah. But I mean, Calvin Ridley, DeAndre Hopkins. That we're gonna see what Will Levis do.
Tony Pollard, still a 6-1.
Tony Pollard, come on now.
6-1, 7-1 team. I'll give him 7.
Exactly. And where's that going? In the AFC. That might be last place in their division. Remember, their division is loaded now. Jacksonville, Houston, the Colts, Richardson coming back.
Yeah,
exactly.
For sure.
So can I some keys? If we revisit this and say like this year at the end of the season, really have under 600 yards receiving, He don't have. Will you? You know what I'm saying? Well, can we revisit it?
Oh yeah, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
Okay.
The Kansas City Chiefs traded for Hollywood Brown.
Did it? Kansas
Yeah.
City.
That's scary.
So they got.
I guess he's the replacement for MVS.
So they got Hollywood Brown and they got Mike Williams.
No,
Did they get Mike Williams?
No, they ain't got Mike that I know of.
I thought somebody told me they got Mike Williams.
No, I ain't heard that.
Well, that's scary if they got him too, but
I don't know because he can't stay healthy. I mean, think about it. And think about it. Jim Harbaugh done unloaded some players. Eckler, gone. Keenan Allen, gone. Mike Williams, gone. You redid Bosa and Khalil Mack's contract so they could stay. So I'm interested to see what the Chargers look like.
Well, the good thing for the Chargers is that this year is a loaded wide receiver draft class. So
it is.
Pick up
and they got like the 4th pick in the draft. 4th or 5th pick.
They could get Malik Neighbors or
Marvin Harrison Jr.
Or Madunze. I don't think they top 4.
No, I'm serious. I think they're either 4 or 5 in the draft.
Yeah. So
because they were worse than us. They came in last place last year.
So that works in their favor. And Keenan Allen was okay. Keenan Allen is Keenan Allen, but
I was getting ready to say
30, 31,
32.
He didn't want to take that pay cut.
No, he didn't. Don't blame him.
4th round is crazy still. Like, come on, you couldn't get more than a fucking 4th round pick.
Well, probably because this is the last year of his contract, and you probably he in a sense this is really a prove-it deal to see what kind of contract his next one will be. He may look at the Mike Evans deal and be like, I think I could be worth something like that. So he's gonna have to ball out with Chicago.
Yeah, sure.
He is.
I mean, Mike, like you said, with Michael Williams, another torn ACL. I mean,
all the time, bro. Like J.K. Dobbins, he can't. It happens to him damn near every year.
Is J.K. Is he a free agent?
He probably will be soon.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Well, let's get some NBA talk in, fellas. The Denver Nuggets are rolling now. They have gotten back to number 1 in the West.
Yes, Sirski.
Oh, I be forgetting. That's right. You a Nuggets fan. That's right. I be forgetting sometimes. Yes. The Denver Nuggets are taking no prisoners now. And I look at the Denver Nuggets as that Houston Rocket team who won their first title. And everybody said, well, you only won that title because Jordan retired. And then Jordan came back the next year and Houston won the repeat. They went back to back. They won it anyway. They beat Shaq and Penny. And then that second title was almost like, it's almost like, have we gotten your respect now? It's like people now respect the Nuggets, but it's not like they're like in awe of them. Like, let's say if the Warriors or if the Celtics or even if the Lakers were the champions.
Because we're not flashy. Like Nikola Jokic, he's not a flashy player. And
Aaron Gordon been dunking on niggas.
He doesn't warrant the attention. He doesn't want the attention. He just want to ball out, win championships, and go play with his fucking horses. Like that's all he wants to do. So I like to view us like the Tim Duncan San Antonio Spurs.
That's a good analogy. That's a good analogy. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. Like we always the top of the top. People don't like to talk about us, but we win.
Now, if y'all win this season, that's something that Tim Duncan Spurs never did. Duncan Spurs never went back-to-back.
Yeah.
They would win it every other year, but they never went back-to-back. I know they won it in 03, 05, and 07. But yes, the Nuggets are rolling. Everybody still be at all with Boston. Oh, the Celtics, they are so far and away the best team. Bro, the Celtics don't impress me at all. The Celtics don't impress me at all because all they do is shoot threes. And when the threes aren't going in, they are easily beatable. Easily. They're like there's no plan B.
Yep.
They have people that have post-up skills, but they don't utilize them. You rarely ever see Brown or Tatum, even Horford in the post anymore. Porzingis is 7'4". He can score easily in the post, but he'd rather be outside shooting threes. Derek White looks like motherfucking Elmer Fudd. There's nothing that impresses me about the Boston Celtics. I don't think they're going to win the title. I don't think they're gonna get out the East. I think Milwaukee's gonna take them out. I would love to see Boston play Miami in the first round.
Bro,
just because
did you forget who Milwaukee coach is, bro?
I know, man. You gotta let that go, man.
What's the second round exit?
Well, I tell you what, if they get past the second round, all bets are off.
We need to
look,
like Pablo, not Greg, Spagnola. Wait, Spagnola. Who is the Miami Heat coach?
Spoelstra.
Yeah, we gotta worry about the Heat.
I just said I would love to see the Heat and the Celtics play in the first round just so I can see Boston fans piss on themselves.
Nah, I ain't worried about no Milwaukee. Doc Rivers, their coach. Yeah,
I would love to see Milwaukee and Denver in the finals because I would love to see Giannis and Jokic go head to head. I would love to see that.
Yeah, Milwaukee ain't doing nothing. But
you hope Milwaukee don't do nothing.
When did they play each other in the regular season?
They've already played it. Didn't that Milwaukee and Denver play each other twice in the regular season?
I don't know. I know we beat Boston twice. I know we swept.
Yeah, y'all did beat Boston twice. Y'all did beat Boston twice.
Either way, it's not the talent, it's the coach. Doc ain't it. I don't know why he keep getting like
he get every job he wants.
We fired somebody, we just need a coach. They go straight to Doc. Second round exit.
Okay. So if y'all have to see the Lakers in the first round of the playoffs, y'all gonna sweep us again?
No, I got too much respect for LeBron. I think y'all are gonna win it. Win the game or two.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't see us making the playoffs.
Y'all, every time we play y'all, it's a close game. It just be one or two plays that separate us from losing or winning. Y'all play hard every time.
I don't see us making the playoffs.
Nah, I got too much respect for LeBron,
bro. Okay, so who's gonna miss the playoffs? KD in Phoenix or Luka and Kyrie in Dallas?
If all right, are you going based off of the standings right now?
I'm going off the standings right now. If the standings ended today, the play-in would be Phoenix versus Dallas for the 7-8 matchup, and then the Lakers will play Golden State for the 9-10. Let's say the Lakers beat Golden State. You got the Lakers beating Phoenix or Dallas to get to the. You got, like I said, who's missing? Who's missing the playoffs? Phoenix or Dallas?
That's tough.
Exactly.
I'll say Dallas. I'll say Dallas.
I mean, okay.
If we're just going off of right now, because I think the Pelicans can slip. I can see them slipping.
Pelicans at the 5th spot right now.
I can see them slip though. It's not too many games that separate.
No, it's not. 5 through 10, it's only 5 games that separate.
Yeah, so I can see them slip into. If they slip into the play-in, I can definitely see.
I said Phoenix or Dallas, and you threw Zion and them in there. That's fucked up. That is fucked up.
It's crazy to say LeBron won't make the playoffs.
Okay.
And it's just crazy to say.
Bro, let's look. Outside of the 2020 bubble championship, which they were having a great year before the pandemic hit anyway. I'm a diehard Laker fan, and I'm keeping it a buck. Since we've gotten LeBron James, first season did not make the playoffs. Second season, 2020, won the title, bubble, whatever. 2021, finished as a 7th seed. What was it? 2021. It was finished as a 7th seed. 2022, did not make the playoffs. 2023, finished as a 7th seed. Bro, outside of the...
What you say about the LeBron run?
I'm talking about since LeBron has been a Laker.
Are you saying it's been underwhelming?
Well, I can't say that because we won a title. But what people... Huh?
What was you expecting?
I'm going to be honest with you. I fully believe that if the pandemic hadn't hit in 2020, I believe we would have got taken out by the Clippers because the Clippers were genuinely a better team than us. But we'll never know. But what I'm saying is, again, 2018, 2019, no playoffs. 2020, title. 2021, 7 seed. 2022, no playoffs. 2023, make it as a 7 seed. Why are you saying you have too much respect for LeBron James? I dig that, but this is what people need to come to grips with. And I'm a Laker fan, and I've come to grips with it. We're not that good.
Oh,
we're not that good.
I think you're gonna say LeBron not that good. Whew.
No, I said as a team. Well, no, I got mad respect for LeBron, Balco juice taking ass. As far as him still playing this great, this long in his career, man, props to him. But as a team, we're not that good. I'm glad they didn't trade D'Lo. I'm glad about that. Their best lineup has made them a little better, which I thought the whole season their best lineup is Reeves and D'Lo at the guard. LeBron, but bro, we're just not that good. We don't shoot the ball that well. When Vanderbilt comes back, he's going to get PT because he's a great defender, but that's going to shoot our offense down. I'm just being a realistic Laker fan.
Where is Gabe Vincent?
Back in Miami on South Beach, goddammit, because I ain't seen him.
Because he's the type of player that can fix y'all shooting woes. And only it was he hasn't played all season.
That's like when we got Kendrick Nunn last year from Miami. Did nothing. Absolutely nothing. So, I mean, I'm a realistic Laker fan. We're not that fucking good. We're not. It just is what it is. Look, I've been saying this all season. The young dogs are coming for the old dogs, especially in the West. KD is at the 7th spot right now. LeBron is at the 9th. Steph is at the 10th. The new guard has arrived in the Western Conference. Meanwhile, Shea is at the top. Anthony Edwards is at the top. Jokic ain't an old dude. He's at the top.
This could be really interesting to see how they play when it comes playoff time.
It'll be very interesting to see. What up, Tony?
Man, you don't even want nothing.
Man,
what's
look,
up, YouTube?
I'm about to go to conspiracy theories in a few. But what's good with you?
I came in at the wrong time then, didn't I?
No, we still talking basketball. What's up with your Chicago Bulls? DeMar DeRozan put on a show the other night.
Yeah, I mean, my team is, I don't know. I don't actually, I don't know. I think at the end of the day, I think it's coaching and system more so because they clearly got talent. I've just determined they got enough talent to actually compete with and be competitive. At the end of the day, I just don't think the coaching has figured out ways to make that talent work and motivate them dudes in the way that they actually can maximize their talents.
Do y'all think Donovan?
Huh?
Yeah, it's Billy Donovan. It's Billy, but if you think about that very name, look at the talent that Billy Donovan has had in the NBA. In Florida, he maximized that talent. But in the NBA, look at the talent that came through his hands and playoff, but nothing serious.
Yeah, prime KD and Westbrook up 3-1 on Golden State. That was Donovan's team.
And so, because it took forever and a day, you're seeing names like Kobe White now. Look how long it took him to actually get him dudes minutes.
That's true.
Because he riding the ISO ball of Levine and DeRozan, and that's never been a success. And what did he do in Oklahoma? Same thing.
All right.
It's not.
Well, I'm going 7 more minutes before I go to conspiracy theory. I'm going to conspiracy theories in 7 more minutes. Now, but Tony, I got a question. I was just telling Keith before you came on. I said, I'm a realistic Laker fan. I said the Lakers simply as a team are not that good. Because I asked him, I said, I don't think the Lakers are even going to make the playoffs. He said he got too much respect for LeBron James. And I gave him the rundown of LeBron's tenure as a Laker. 2019, missed the playoffs. 2020, championship, albeit in the bubble, whatever. 2021, as a 7 seed. 2022, no playoffs. 2023, as a 7 seed. The writing is on the wall. Sometimes you just got to accept it. What do you think? What do you say about that?
I agree. I mean, I told you, I thought I thought y'all actually, overachieved last year.
We did. We
Um,
did.
right. And so this year, nothing much has changed. It's kind of really the same thing. On paper, there's some names. And the bottom tier teams, y'all will either be competitive with and could beat, in terms of like the play-in teams and the bottom playoff teams, maybe. But if you went, 7 with the top teams, that on paper thing is just not going. It doesn't matter if Anthony Davis stays healthy the whole series. It's just not going to translate. It's not going to translate because at this point, it is just names. You'll get a great game out of LeBron, then you'll get a pedestrian game by LeBron standards, and you can't afford that. Anthony Davis and LeBron the whole way, and that's not what you're going to get from the Lakers anymore. That's not what you're going to get from either one of them dudes like that anymore. You'll have the occasional D'Angelo Russell, because he scored 40 some the other night.
Yeah. I'm glad we didn't trade him.
Right, you'll get that, but relying on that going into the playoffs, no.
Yeah, you can't. You can't.
You get 10 points.
So
the next 2 games.
Who do you think comes out of the West right now?
I have said it, and it ain't changed. Why you think it's not Denver?
Okay.
Why you think it's not Denver?
I'm just saying that because Keith is a Nuggets fan, and he's a legit true Nuggets fan, and he's loving it right now. He's loving it.
I'm saying it because they are the champion. Yeah. Sometimes champions regress. The next year they regress because it's regular season. And so they look like they cruising, look like they've diminished somewhat. But when some of them top teams come in there to play them, they find out that they're not really as diminished as you think.
Nah.
When you got Jokic dishing here, and then Jamal Murray, and they just balling, they look like that team that won the championship, which means, there's another gear that they can hit, can turn on.
No question.
And for years, I mean, we can say what we want to say, but for years, that's what the Spurs were.
And that is crazy that you
the regular season, going and beating San Antonio in a regular season was not impressive.
Yeah,
because they may play their full lineup and it wasn't impressive.
Keith literally just said he looks at his team like the Duncan-led San Antonio Spurs. He said,
"Now They have to do it over a long period of time to be the Spurs, though. I ain't gonna compare them to the Spurs. I'm just using it as an example.
Right?
Do it. Win a couple championships. Win this next championship. Then I'll put you kind of in that that same frame of mind that you can cruise and then turn it on."
If they win the championship this year, they will have done something that the Spurs never did. Remember, they never ever went back to back.
Right. But they were in a position to. Is what my point is.
Yeah,
so even if the Nuggets don't win, even if they don't win the championship, but they get far into the playoffs and threaten, then you can start looking at them as the type of team that you can consistently say they're gonna be there.
I think that of them already now.
I don't look at in the East. I don't look at them team like the Celtics being there or something like. I don't look at them like that because they've had their chance. They had their chances and they just blew it. They just blew it.
I said earlier that I'm not impressed at all by the Boston Celtics. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I agree. On paper, they putting up numbers, but one thing, the biggest thing, going back to them Nuggets, Jokic is going Jokic. It. If they go down, it's not going to be because of Jokic.
Oh no!
If the Celtics go down, it's a 50% chance it's because of Tatum.
Yeah, I would say probably.
You're not even considering Jaylen Brown at all. Like no one sits talking about Jaylen Brown being up or down, but he is up and down. But no one's ever even really looking at him
player.
Because Tatum is actually the key to their success.
Man,
as he goes, they go.
What'd you say, Keith?
I said he's the man.
Yeah.
He goes, they go.
Quick update
with the Bucks. As Giannis goes, the Bucks are gonna go. That's just how it is. But you can't always count on either one of them dudes. Whereas Jokic, when you look at the stat sheet, the thing that stands out is, he may only have 20 points, but then he got 16 rebounds and 16 assists. So he got his teammates going when he wasn't going.
Right. Well, quick update: the North Carolina Tar Heels just advanced to the ACC championship game. They just defeated Pittsburgh 72-65. They will play the winner of NC State Virginia, which starts in 20 minutes. So Carolina's in the ACC title game. Let's go Cavaliers. Let's join them. March Madness. Now on Monday, I'm gonna come on here on the next episode of Sports Plus Life, and I'm gonna give you the whole bracket rundown. As Selection Sunday is one of my favorite days of the year. Now, brothers, you said go Kentucky. You guys are more than welcome to stay on here for conspiracy theories, but it is that time for conspiracy theories. Rob, go ahead and unmute your mic. If you guys want to stay, cool. If you guys got a bail, no problemo. But it is that Friday edition of Conspiracy Theories. Unmute your mic, nigga. What's up?
Boom.
Hey, man, your Duke Blue Devils took an L last night, bro.
I know. I heard about it.
Yeah. Sorry, motherfucker. You know I'm not a Duke fan. You know I hate them niggas.
I'm headed out, though.
You headed out? All right, Keith. Yo, Keith, if you're available on Monday, I'll send you the link. Because again, I'm gonna go through we'll see what else happens in free agency. Go through the basketball standings. I'm gonna go through the entire March Madness tournament rundown. Huh?
Yeah.
All right, little bro. All right. Rob, what up, dude?
What up?
How's your week been, man?
It's been all right.
Been all right? Well, that's good. That's always good to hear. That is always good to hear. So my friend Tony, if you again, let's stick around. Rob.
I'm actually, I just thought about something. I wish Marquise had stick around because there was a question I wanted to ask you while we were still on basketball. Because I mean, I know you're on Facebook, but you don't. I don't know if you necessarily respond to a lot of these ridiculous ass posts. I just wanted to ask your opinion about, because this post got a lot. It got like there's a lot of responses, and some of these dudes. Yeah, I mean, I just wanted to see what you said. Just okay. I feel like I know what you would say, but I'm gonna ask, and Rob can answer this too because he's sports dude, even though he be drinking that orange tang. But but I'm gonna give it to you anyway. So Curry, listen to me closely. Mm-hmm. Curry, Luka, LeBron, Giannis, Jokic. That's 5. That's your starting 5. Well, a starting 5. Stockton, Jordan, Pippen, Malone, Olajuwon. 7-game series. Huh?
I'm taking the one you just named.
Okay. Now, you didn't say what era are they playing in. You just said you're taking the ones they named. I named. Why? Both of y'all, why?
They're better. You said Stockton, Jordan, Pippen, Malone, and Olajuwon.
Right. Versus Curry, Luka, LeBron, Giannis, and Jokic.
Man, they gonna run them boys out the gym. They gonna run them off the court. Too much experience.
Who's gonna run
too much experience? Okay, so you on the same wavelength. What I kind of explained to them, I don't know, the millennial that don't understand. I said, as currently, if you're looking on paper, team 1 individually, you might think has better talent because they got the shooting with Curry, and then you got Luka doing Luka things, and Giannis being the Greek freak and all that stuff, and LeBron being a freak of nature, and then you have Jokic. The only dude that stands out that provides any cohesion is Jokic. Whereas with the first team, you starting with Stockton. Stockton can shoot, but he gonna make sure all them other dudes get shots. And you have Jokic against Olajuwon, who in and of itself is a great defender.
Yeah.
Giannis is the Greek freak, and he got a couple inches on Malone until Karl Malone throw one of them elbows up in his sternum.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Pippen, while LeBron got the size advantage on Pippen knew how to use leverage and quickness to defend the dude bigger. See Charles Barkley.
And Pippen is long too, very long.
And then Luka doing Luka things, not against Jordan, and then he got to guard Jordan, and that's what that is.
Oh yeah, no, Luka. The funny thing about it is that Jordan and Pippen would take turns guarding Luka. Because sometimes Jordan actually would be matched up against LeBron just depending on how the game is going. Yeah, no question.
I just wanted to add that because that was a big Facebook post and some people was getting philosophical, and I just kept arguing the point of these dudes would have better cohesion. Stockton and Malone, they play together. Jordan, Pippen, they play together. 4 of them played together on the damn Dream Team. So
I was just getting ready to say that.
There you go. They know how to play together, and their skills complement each other better than Team 1.
But you know who I'm replacing Stockton with, right? To make it a 4-game sweep.
No, you can't do that. You can't do that. That was one of the things that I know what I would replace 2 people with, maybe, but you can't do that. That's not what the post is based on. That's what a lot of people get into. They get into, okay, well, take this person out and put that person in. No, I would not. You can't take Stockton out and put Magic in.
Yeah, you already know. Stockton wouldn't have made the cut because I'm having Magic and then I'm having Isaiah.
Because arguably, I might take Karl Malone out just to put Barkley in. Even though Karl Malone had the better numbers, individually, you want that dog in Barkley. Yeah, and to beat up on
matched up against Giannis. No, I'm keeping Malone in there.
I'm keeping Barkley in there because I don't think Giannis could deal with Barkley.
No, Giannis is a motherfucking dog. He's my favorite player.
I understand that, but Giannis also plays like. Well, you might be right with the Malone thing because you do need that cow lifting nigga to deal with Giannis. Yeah. He's a bull in a china shop, and so you want somebody that'll stop him in his tracks.
Exactly.
You ain't moving me.
Exactly. Exactamundo. Exactly. Against Giannis, against anybody else, I would probably say Barkley, but for Giannis, no. Because Malone.
That would be interesting. The pick and roll dynamic. See, that's the thing. The pick and roll with that team 1 ain't gonna work like that pick and roll with team 2. Pick and pop with team 2 is every player can do the pick and roll, interchangeable.
Well, next time Keith is on here, ask him that same question because Keith's gonna say team A. I promise you. I wouldn't have a problem because that's who we grew up on.
He gonna go with the 3-point shooting, assuming. But I'm gonna counter that by saying, go ahead, take your 3-point shots and look at the field goal percentage afterwards.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Let them do.
Because while Luka and Steph are throwing up bricking threes, Jordan and Malone and Pippen, they're gonna be mid-ranging it the fuck up. Olajuwon mid-ranging it the fuck up. Man, look, Jokic would be on skates the whole game, fucking with Olajuwon. Jokic would be on skates.
In basketball, when you only running a half of the court and the other motherfucker is running the full court, and you steadily dropping buckets, that make for a long game.
Long ass game. What up,
yo? I'm gonna tell you something funny that's crazy when you really think about it in the context of today's.
I'll be right back.
Hold on. I know you.
My wife was not familiar at all with George Gervin, who he was at all. She heard the term finger roll, but she never knew who it was associated with, never bothered to look it up, nothing. She, and so I played her a highlight reel of George Gervin, but then I played a video where it was some of the greats talking about Iceman, even Kevin Durant, all of them chiming in, Jordan chiming in on Iceman, and Kevin Durant said something, and this is something that Keith probably need to hear. He said, and Dr. J said it too. He said George Gervin had a complete game. Said most people associate him with the finger roll, but he had the mid-range, turnaround, fade away. He had the 3-point shot.
Yeah, he did.
3-point shot. This is Kevin Durant talking about Iceman. You have a young player talking about an old player that could shoot the 3-pointer. We don't associate George Gervin with 3-point shot no more than we associate Jordan or anybody else like that. But I try to tell people it's just that they didn't take them. It's not that they could not make them. They just didn't take them in volume.
That wasn't the main focus of their offense. Look, I'm not going to let
you get if you had Jordan, you had people like that and they're shooting 33, 34%. That is about the league average right now for the average dude. So it's that they could have taken 3-pointers, but it wasn't a preferred shot. But what do you think happens if it becomes the preferred shot? Then you have people taking 3-pointers, and you have a good shooter like Elijah Wan or even a Patrick Ewing shooting a 3-pointer that may very well have been able to. Well, we know that people like Rick Smits could hit it. If that's the case, if Manute Bol could hit 3-pointers, is the proof that all them dudes could have hit 3-pointers if they made it a part of their repertoire as necessary.
No question.
A shooter is a shooter, and if you can hit a 20-foot shot, you could hit a 3-pointer.
Okay. Well, I'm.
And David Robinson could hit. David Robinson could hit that. Barkley could hit 3-pointers.
Of course. But we could talk about that old basketball forever. But I've officially started drinking some 80 proof. So
I'm waiting on your man to come back so I can hear whatever conspiracy. I will say this: did you see what happened in Georgia today?
No, let us hear it.
So the judge did not remove Fannie Willis.
What was happening with that?
They were trying to get the whole thing thrown out because of what was going on with Fannie Willis and the special prosecutor dude that she used to deal with, and the judge gave her a choice. You can recuse your whole department, meaning it would come out of Fulton County and basically would go away, because once it went out to one of them white counties, it's done. They just them Republican counties just gonna kill it. Or you can dismiss the special prosecutor. So she's just gonna dismiss the special prosecutor and move on, keep it moving.
So in grand scheme of things, what does that mean?
So that means that the trial in Georgia on election interference is gonna keep going. That part is done and over with. It never had, because the explanation the judge gave is you brought the case saying conflict of interest, but you never showed that there was an actual conflict of interest. Nothing that was done ever had anything to do with the case, nor did it influence anything that prejudiced the defendants. That was the big thing. It didn't do the other thing you did. Prejudice the defendants based on what the accusation was. You're saying that they got money, and that is the reason why you're being even prosecuted for this crime. Well, you have to show a direct link with that, and they ultimately did not show. But what the judge did say is the appearance of impropriety is enough to dismiss the special prosecutor. So once you remove the dynamic that somehow or another, this dude financially benefiting from this case will benefit you, and that's the reason why. Then, if you remove him, then even the appearance of impropriety is then removed. Now, I understand what the conspiracy theorists and will say, and this, that, and other, but by the letter of the law, specifically in Georgia, but by the letter of the law, generally speaking, you do have to prove that, because on the other side of the fence, you have a husband and wife team working together. And it could be said, that same thought process could be said, that they benefit from each other, defending this case. But the burden, unfortunately, it's on the state. So it's really semantics. Had they in the very beginning said, yes, we were dating or we are dating, even if we still are, they weren't, but even if we still are dating, if you say that from the get-go, and then there's a chance that they still could work on the case. But a lot of times what they'll end up doing is recusing themselves. At least one half of it will recuse themselves, and then you go right ahead with the case. So at the end of the day, that's what the judge was saying, that you brought this and you argue that point, but you have not proven that it caused a problem to the level of what you're accusing them of. The case still, the charges still would remain. He ultimately, and to be fair, for the dissenters, he dismissed 3 charges and said you did on the prosecution side, and said before this, and said you didn't bring enough evidence to establish necessarily the charges that you were bringing. You can refile them, but you need to include that extra evidence to make the argument that you're making. So the very reason why he didn't dismiss the case is why he dismissed those charges. So it'd be kind of hard for the conspiracy theorists to say, well, Because at the end of the day, the judge basically said because they were sleeping together, even if it started at this time, this has nothing to do with this case because it's not influencing anything in the case that would prejudice the defendants, which is the main reason, the main thing that those people brought. So you have to prove that very thing that you're alleging. You didn't allege prosecutor misconduct from the get-go in any way, or not revealing such and such. That's not what they did. They did it during the course of that hearing, but that's not what they brought the appeal initially to the judge on.
All right, conspiracy theories with Robert fucking Chandler. We in full go. What up, homie? What you got to say to that?
First off, I'm appalled that you gonna sit up here and have all that to say about clear out and out motherfucking treason. It's treason is what it's called. We can sum up all of that in just one word. It's treason. Okay?
Puerto Rican Romans want to
define treason, sir. Define treason, sir. Define treason, Mr. Military.
No, I didn't
define treason.
talking, and you was rude as hell the last time. Don't do that this time.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
You was rude as hell the last time. You're not gonna do that this time. And you know what? Hold on, because I'll pull it up and I'll read it. I'm gonna pull up the code and I'll read it to you.
Yep.
Now, the fact that they had the audacity to see, when you prosecuting law, you can't even have the slightest impropriety or like it even look like you doing something wrong, and you prosecuting somebody, let alone you prosecuting the president or former president, however you want to look at it, of the United States. Your nose and your sheets need to be cleaned or clean.
The definition of treason, I'm waiting on it. Definition of treason, you were supposed to read that.
You know what? You're right.
All right, now
treason.
Tell you what. All right, hold on. He'll be back. Hold on.
Yeah, I want him to come back with that. The definition of treason.
When he come back, I'm gonna have to give y'all some increments of when y'all talk.
I got you. I'll let him go ahead and talk. I won't come back until it's my time to talk. So you don't have to mute the mic or none of that shit.
Oh, okay.
I'm just waiting on the definition of treason and how that ties into a prosecutor sleeping with another prosecutor and they don't tell nobody. I'm waiting on that. Treason.
Okay, I don't know if his phone died or whatever. I'm gonna see what's going on. But okay, no, we'll definitely get into it. But yeah,
because a former president, so then that's true because then he would be saying, okay, so Nixon, that's treason. What did that have to do? How did he betray the United States? He didn't. He was trying to steal the presidency by stealing documents from the DNC. But that's treasonous, right? By the definition of treason, if where he's going is I think he's going, the prosecutor, misconduct. Yeah, all the prosecutor got to do is try to prosecute somebody in misconduct, and that's treason. That constitutes treason. He's in the military. You know, he's an educated dude. He know the definition of treason. His phone ain't died. He hung up. Because the definition of treason is not going to match that. Right, the treason code by the military code of justice is not going to say anything about that.
Hold up.
If anything, B, I want you, if he comes back, listen to the definition of treason and keep everything you know about Trump in mind. January 6th, even Georgia, still trying to steal an election. All these things, keep that definition that he's going to read, that code in mind. Proud Boys. There's good people on both sides. Charlottesville. Keep that in mind. All enemies, foreign and domestic. If you give aid and comfort to the enemy, foreign or domestic, it is treason. So if you are co-signing the Proud Boys, if you are co-signing and white supremacists in Charlottesville saying there's good people, you are in fact committing treason. Fannie Willis prosecuting, find me 11,001 votes. Yeah, that sounds awfully treasonous to me. It's only treasonous to somebody that actually, if y'all YouTubers listen, it's only treasonous for somebody that thinks that orange faced Mango Mussolini golf ball is still president. How dare you betray our president?
Okay. All right.
That's the only people that's thinking that way. That's the only way, because there's no, the treason does not apply in that. And as far as prosecuting, yeah, you're supposed to be at a different standard. You're prosecuting a case, but here's the trip part to that. Ask yourself the logic center. If you're a prosecutor and let's just say you get caught cheating on your wife, you're a famous prosecutor, you get caught cheating on your wife. Does that then mean all of your cases are tainted because you cheated on your wife? They should throw out all your cases based on your moral turpitude because you cheated on your wife. Does that mean that you unfairly prosecuted Brandon Bravon Towns for sitting here?
Word?
Do you believe, does that then mean the case against him because he was out jacking cars should get thrown out?
Okay,
That's the logic in which this man is coming with.
Listen. Okay. When you talked, he was quiet. So if he comes back,
you know, I told you, I'll shut up. If he come back, I will give him all the room he needs to spout whatever.
That's what he's telling me. He said when you talked, he didn't say nothing. So just let him, let him finish his point. So okay, this is his segment. I don't know if he's gonna come back. I'm trying to tell him that it's.
Oh, I thought he was getting ready to come back. I was gonna say I'll shut up now. He can go ahead and spout it. He can go ahead and spout it. I just wanted him to get the definition of treason real time so that he can read it to me.
I'm gonna see what's happening.
Because this is the way you need to understand. I don't know him personally. That's your friend. I don't know him personally, and I ain't got nothing against him. I have nothing against him, but back up what you say. Come prepared. Because I hung around for conspiracy theories, and if you just gonna throw shit to the wall because for real, some of the stuff that he's saying sound like he drinking what's in that cup you got over there.
Hey man, leave what's in my cup alone, bro.
Like he drank too much of it. And it's not even like crazy because you're not saying anything logical. You're just saying some stuff.
Leave my cup alone, bruh. Leave my cup alone. Okay, my cup ain't bothering nobody. Okay.
On a separate and totally different thing, another one of them Facebook posts, I chimed in. I couldn't resist it, and I just simply put, if the Boxing Federation says it's exhibition, Jake Paul will live. If he say it's real and sanctioned, Jake Paul will die. All of y'all that's trying to advance Mike from 50 and saying he's going up against a 60-year-old man and 60-year-old man with a 60-year-old body, all that shit. Okay, say what you want to say.
Man, look,
I beg to differ. Mike is going to probably say something different.
That's my only thing about this fight, bro. My only thing about this fight is that
if it's an exhibition, they're gonna try to make it into a circus. Yeah, if it's an actual sanctioned fight, it won't be. Exactly. The fight won't be long.
if it's a sanctioned fight, then that's what's up. But if it's an exhibition fight where it doesn't affect your everyday record, then I'm like, oh Lord, here we go. But I really do hope he comes back because there's some questions that I wanted to ask. And it really wasn't in regards. It really wasn't in regards to less conspiracy theory, just moral compass. I'm hearing that there are states now that are allowing people to buy guns like under 18, like 18-year-olds to buy guns or people to buy guns without even any ID. And it's like, why?
Yeah, they're claiming it's our constitutional right. We have the right to bear guns. We don't have to, do this, that, or the other to be able to buy guns. We don't have to. But this trip part is then you get two parents in one of them states, because that's just what happened, where the two parents got convicted of involuntary manslaughter for they bought their son a gun. He's 18. They bought their son a gun, took him to the shooting range and all this other stuff, but did not monitor him with the gun at all. And
Yeah. See, my issue.
they knew that he was writing crazy dark stuff in journals and this and that, in the school even contacted him about his behavior, and yet they knew they had got him this gun and not monitoring him with this gun.
But like no ID though, bro. Like no ID. So I'm like, if you're not even IDing people who are buying guns, how do you know if they're minors now? You can have a 15-year-old who looks like he's 18 and come and buy a gun. It's like, why is it such why are these leaders who are in office giving people
I can answer it for you.
the
I can
weapons,
answer it in a real simple question.
materials to destroy themselves with?
I can answer it for you in a real simple format. Real simple. You said, why are the leaders? Well, because they get money. Because the NRA funds their campaigns, lines their pockets. And so what does the NRA need? They need to sell them guns. They need to sell as many guns as they can under the auspice of the Fifth Amendment. We have the right to bear arms. They've been touting that thing forever and a day as a means to just sell guns, as many guns as they can to whoever. And they've been trying to figure out new and inventive ways to get them guns sold. And so the Republicans, who are basically in bed with the NRA, that's where them guns are being sold in them red ass states. Texas, you don't need no ID, no nothing, just go get a gun. And yet and still they sit and complain and point at Joe Biden and say, the Democrats say open borders is getting people killed. The mass shooters, every time they happen, what do you see? A Republican stand up to my thoughts and prayers. Our thoughts and prayers are with you. No, nigga, your thoughts and prayers was selling more than AR-15 so you can get a kickback.
Yeah, I mean, it's really disheartening because it's like they're giving us like almost to quote Afeni Shakur, they're giving us the tools to destroy ourselves with. And why? I mean, well, you just said it, money. I know, money. I get it. Money, I get it. But it's like, I mean, it fucks me up from a morality standpoint.
They've been doing it for years. They've been doing it for years. And this one I'm not going to put directly on the Republicans, but come on, bro. You are a Snowfall fan. You were a Snowfall fan when it was on. The whole basis of the show. What is the whole basis of the show? The basis of the show was to show that the government will give you the means to destroy yourself if they can profit from it. This is what the whole thing of Teddy, the relationship with Teddy and Franklin was about.
Yeah.
It was the U.S. government using the drug game, using crack, the very thing that Ronald Reagan and they come on these things and say, don't use drugs, don't use drugs. No, they want you to use drugs. They want them drug dealers out there, the sanctioned drug dealers out there selling them drugs so they ultimately can reap the profits of it. Whether it's from a big drug bust, they take that drug seizure and use it to fund wars in other countries.
Okay, now Rob is coming back, so I'm gonna ask him
Yeah, I'll let y'all yap it up, and I'll just myself.
But first, I'm gonna ask him the same question. Yo, Rob, I got a question. Did you hear the question that I just asked?
No.
All right, the question is, I was hearing today about states that are allowing people to buy guns with no ID. And this isn't a Republican, this isn't a Democrat thing. For me, this is a morality thing. When I told you earlier, I got questions. Well, this was one of the questions. It's like, why are these leaders, no matter who they are, giving people just the tools to destroy themselves with? Like for one, if you're buying guns with no ID, you don't know if they're 18 over or not. So what's your opinion on that?
Why isn't the public in an uproar about it? Why haven't we taken to the streets immediately and demanded a sensible rule of law? Why is America so complacent and rather be glued to their phone and wait for somebody else to do it? Then you go and do it and speak up and use your authority and your voice and do it yourself. See, the unfortunate part, we're watching a movie. So some of the things that we're seeing need to be just shocking and appalling because they're trying to wake us up. So some of the things are actually happening, and some of the things actually are not happening. But still, something like an undocumented or illegal, however you want to state it, a foreign person coming here undocumented, able to obtain a firearm, should raise all hell.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it hasn't.
And it's like, because Kia told me this. Kia told me this when she scooped me up from work. And I was just like, they are giving us the tools to destroy ourselves. Just like, to quote really Afeni Shakur. And it's like, what? I mean, I'm like, why? Like, why? I mean, I don't, and Tony said something about it, and he said, money, because these leaders, they get a kickback from it. The NRA gives a kickback from it. So how do you feel about that?
There was a 16-year plan to destroy this country. 8 years of Obama, followed by another 8 years of Hillary. So that's what the C-19 was about. That's what the Ukraine, all of that. So yeah.
Okay. Is it okay for Tony? Is it okay? Can I bring Tony back in?
No, because I'm not finished yet.
Okay, go ahead. Finish.
We're still looking up. I'm at the UCMJ site now. Define, make sure I state this correctly. These people have committed it's election interference, but the way that they're going about it is really petty. And the way that they're trying to skirt the law, but it's what they've done. Hold on.
And just to for me to set the record straight, when you say a 16-year plan to destroy the country, I don't believe the 8 years of Obama was destroying the country. That's just my opinion. But go ahead.
Look, so if I told you that the CARES Act, his CARES Act was a cover for child trafficking, you're not gonna believe it.
Hey man, this is conspiracy theories with Robert fucking Chandler. Let it out.
That's what it was. Not only was it a cover for child trafficking, it was an attack on small business owners and forcing them to take insurance. Small businesses got decimated, black and white. Obama was not our friend. Name something that Obama did for any black person. You can't.
Was that a rhetorical question or like?
Yeah, it was a rhetorical question because he didn't do anything. He did stuff for the homosexuals. He did something for the LGBTQ. He did something for the Chinese. He didn't do anything for black people.
When Rob is finished, you retort. When Rob is finished, you retort. I'm gonna have to give you two basically almost like 10-minute increments because you
hold on, because I'm still
go ahead.
I'm still looking up this definition of treason because I know what I'm looking at, and see, that's the other part that's difficult about about what's happening is they're not just they're not just coming out and saying it, and people are blind to the fact. Oh, I'm not finding this the way that I want it.
I can Google the definition of treason.
No, because somebody's acting like I don't know, like my 6 years of service. I don't know what the definition of treason is or how to find it.
Can I pause you for a second, Rob?
Yeah,
Tony,
go ahead.
okay, Tony has a definition of treason. I'm going to mute your mic. Tony, you just tell us the definition of treason, and then let's go back, and then I want Rob to finish his point. Go ahead, sir.
Before I
Go ahead,
give you the
Tony.
definition of treason, before I give the very definition of treason,
Okay.
Rob, I don't have a problem with you. We don't even know each other, and I don't want to have a problem with you. When we talk, I don't have a problem listening to you, but next time we talk, if we talk next time, I understand you big into conspiracy theories, but this started with a question to you, just to show you when and sometimes people get caught up and they just go down this rabbit hole and they just keep going. He asked you about guns, about firearms, about unlicensed firearms being sold to people without ID. Period. Somehow 16 years of Obama became the topic. In the big picture, in the grand scheme of things, when you, I, anyone else just saw the NRA, the head of the NRA, get convicted and removed from the NRA because you're taking money. You're selling people that we're legitimately above board, and we're selling guns the proper way. When at the end of the day, every time a mass shooter goes out there, we're not talking about undocumented and illegals, because a 16-year-old can get the friggin' gun now. They don't need no ID, no nothing. This 18-year-old kid that just went to jail and his parents went to jail for the same reason. They're all American. This is the NRA, from a Republican standpoint, has been their bread and butter for years. And yet the people that try, for instance, that same Obama, whether you believe in the CARES Act, and because we're talking about guns, it's like stay on topic. Can we deal with one topic at a time, one conspiracy theory at a time, rather than going down a complete rabbit hole? I don't have a problem talking to you. A black man, I should be able to talk to you. Whether you believe the same politics I do don't matter. But the whole point is that same Obama, these same people, the NRA, and the same people that are giving these guns out and want red states that are Republican ran only Republican ran, not Democrat ran, only Republican. They're the ones that are saying you don't need no ID to get guns. But yet when these mass shootings happen in these same states, they stand in front of the TV and say, my thoughts and my prayers are with you. Did he go away?
I don't know. I'm about to see what's up now. I don't know. Okay.
But ultimately, I'll give him the definition. I told you what the definition was. Whether he come back or not, you can tell him. I'll mute myself and you can tell him. You can tell him. An American citizen, whether you're a president, senator,
right. No, he's
just
coming
you.
back. No, he's coming back. He's coming back right now. Okay. He's coming back right now. Okay. All right.
So
at the stage. Okay, go ahead.
The very definition of treason, sir. U.S. Code of Military Justice is what you were U.S. UCMJ. Any American citizen that shows aid or comfort to any enemy, foreign or domestic being the operative word, that is the very definition of treason. Any American citizen that shows aid to enemies of the country, foreign or domestic. That's all. That's all that treason means. So anybody that takes it and is trying to apply it to anything else, they're reaching and they're on some BS, because the definition of treason from a military standpoint, and we've seen it play out, where if you are an American soldier and you are helping to get information like Chelsea, whatever that person's name was, and even this latest kid that was selling information, he was working, he's in the Army, and he was working I can't think of it, but he had access to sensitive information, and he was basically sharing that information online on the conspiracy theory site. He was printing out the stuff and uploading it online. That is the very to foreign assets. They had access, and the person that he was transmitting the stuff to was Russian. That is the very definition of treason. You're aiding the enemy. Nobody is doing anything like that with these cases. No one made you pay a porn star, sir. No one. That's not treason. That's a crime. That's not election interference. That's a crime. You cannot, no matter what we feel, you and I pay a porn star. Yeah, okay, it's a moral thing. It may be a crime depending on whether it's viewed as prostitution. But in the big picture, if you and I are running for any office, mayor, president, whatever, we can't do that. Because in the big picture, the fact that we were dealing with that porn star should be known to the constituents. And if we are paying someone to conceal that information, there's laws against it. No one's making up the law. Same way you can look up the Military Code of Justice, you can look that up, sir, and see that it is in fact a felony. If you are running for a public office and you buy silence, it is in fact a felony. It is a crime. Now, it's arguable. I will agree with you before you even say it, Robert, because I know you're going to say it. All the politicians do it. They got some dirt that they got somebody hiding and they giving them hush money, or they doing them a favor to keep them quiet, because all politicians serve a master. You and I both know that. I'll agree with that conspiracy theory. All politicians, to get where you got, you had to have said and did something that somebody would put under a microscope and say you're not a good person for, or you're being bought. But the problem is, it's just like R. Kelly. Yeah, everyone knew for years he was doing that shit. Everyone knew for years he was, but you can't be out here bragging and flaunting it. You cannot be out here bragging and flaunting it, because then you're gonna put people in position, they gonna come for you. Yeah. Because you're being too brazen with it. You bold. You like, you ain't nobody gonna do nothing to me. Oh, really? Ain't nobody gonna do nothing to you. You cannot be an agitator like that and then do stuff like that, because your dirt is going to be brought to light. And that's ultimately what is happening. Your dirt is brought to light. That's it. And that's all. Hillary, the very person that you speak of, and I couldn't stand Hillary Clinton. Why did she lose that election? Because that server shit with her and just the appearance around the Clinton Foundation. Well, where's the Clinton Foundation? It's a source of funding. Okay, but it's the same thing as the Trump Foundation. What is it? Source of fucking funding. Is it legit? Nope. We found out it wasn't legit because he was scamming them people. So it's all of them. But you can't go on and act like, brag about it and act like it's not this, and then talk shit like nobody's going to do nothing to you, like you're untouchable. Somebody's going to try to touch you, particularly if you're running for the highest office in the land. Somebody is going to try to come for you, because that is the very nature of politics, digging up dirt on people. This is the very thing that Ukraine was about. Why is Trump on the phone with Zelensky? You're trying to dig up dirt on your political opponent. You're threatening to withhold funding to dig up dirt.
Wait a minute, Robert. Robert, wait a minute. Let him finish.
You're threatening to dig. You're threatening to withhold funding. You're threatening to withhold funding that you
got the floor.
That you are already promised by that country, by a previous president. Obama made the deal to send the money to Ukraine. The money was going to Ukraine. Why then? What dog does Trump have in the fight to stop that money? Well, if you give me money, if you give me dirt on this opponent, then I'll keep the money going. If you don't, then I'm going to withhold the money. At the end of the day, this is what you're talking about. This is what you're trying to refer as treason with Fannie Willis and what's going on, what happened in Georgia. It's not treason. Is it dirty politics? Yeah. It's all dirty politics, because politics is a dirty thing. It's a dirty game. Everyone knows this. Just like the drug game. Ain't no honor in the fucking drug game. Is it you think it's going to be honor in that? The honor, for instance, as an example, and then I will shut up and let you talk. But remember, Rob, if I offended you last call, I apologize. But when you talk to me, when we talk to each other, give me facts. Have it on hat. If you're going to call it treason, have it right in front of you. And don't take me down a rabbit hole and be ask you about guns, this gun problem. And next thing you know, we talking about Hillary Clinton in 16 years and CARES Acts. That ain't got jack shit to do with these illegal guns that's being sold. I mean, these guns is being sold with no ID. That's how I rock. You can disagree. But at the end of the day, it's not treason. It's dirty politics, and it's a dirty game. And that's just how everybody plays the game. And as an example of how dirty, there's some people involved with these politics. Certain things in your lifetime, and we got to be in the same age bracket or close to it. I'm 53. You've seen certain things in your lifetime, and certain things you ain't seen. The State of the Union address. Up until Obama, then people would sit there and yes, they would clap for whoever their president is. If they cheered, they cheered, and that's it. Only with Obama did you have somebody yelling out liar. Ignorance. You can't even keep the decorum of the room, the respect. This State of the Union address. Yeah, the previous, even during Trump, you'll bring up Nancy Pelosi tearing up that paper, tearing up that document right there behind him. Then you fast forward to this State of the Union with Biden. You had Marjorie Taylor Greene in there wearing a 2020 Make America Great Again hat. Okay, they have to decide whether or not they're going to send the sergeant at arms to go tell her to remove the hat, because there's never been anybody that ever wore a hat on that floor. Not once. But because the decorum of the room is broken, because the decorum, you can't even be civil no more. It's Republican, it's Democrat. Now it's MAGA versus Democrat. It's not even Republican no more. It's MAGA versus Democrat, and there's no decorum. There's no nothing. People fist fighting. Your mama who is Muslim on the train, you got somebody saying something to her because Islamophobia is a real thing now. None of these things existed before. That's all I'm saying. And a lot of it is because of these narratives that's driven, and everybody's out to get. I don't care whether you Democrat or Republican. Right now, it's this narrative being sold right now on radio. Whether it's Steve Bannon, Carson, anybody else, the Democrats are out to get us, and that they're reptiles and pedophile reptiles trying to kill us all. And we got to get guns. So much so that now we got to provide guns without ID, because everybody got to have a gun, because they coming for you.
Tony, let Rob have the floor. All right, let Rob have the floor. Let him respond. And Rob, it's all you. You will not be interrupted. I promise you won't be interrupted. You got it. You got it, my boy.
Well, there's a lot to unpack here.
Absolutely.
So first of all, Ukraine is about them biolabs that they was building and encroaching on the land. See, in a treaty back in like 87 or whatever, NATO and Russia, they made a deal with Putin. We're not going to encroach on your land no more. Slowly over the last 10 to 15 years, they've been encroaching on the damn land. Then they had the audacity to start building biolabs and targeting Russian citizens and using American taxpayer dollars to do it. That's treason. You're promoting genocide. It's treason. That's what that is about. That's why Trump was digging in it. As far as elections, they done already proved. That's why they throwing the cases out. When Trump was calling and saying, you better find the votes, he wasn't saying, you better rig this for me. He was saying, you better do the right thing and come clean. Victoria Nuland committed treason. The one that just retired, she didn't retire. She's in Gitmo. She's a detainee. She first got up there and said there are no biolabs. Then the bitch turned around, and a few months later, yeah, we got biolabs there, but. So which one is it? So America is just running around funding all these secret wars and shit in the name of protecting democracy and lying about it to the American people. There was a plan. There was a written plan of 16 years to destroy this country And unfortunately you're seeing some of the things, that thing at the border. That's what that is about. That was part of the plan. And the unfortunate part is some of these things are things that we need to actually see that may or may not be happening. But what it should do, instead of just a, a civil conversation amongst men, it should spark the entire country to band and move together to get these politicians to do the right thing. But again, we're watching a movie, so some of the things that you're seeing, they may or may not be happening. Like the that fire out in the Texas Panhandle, that was a damn, that was a false flag. Now in false flags, something actually does happen, and it is a big catastrophe, right? In this movie that we're watching, when we see things like that, if you dig a little bit closer, like they were burning up some chicken farms, messing with the food supply. Those eggs, those chickens, they were test tube chickens, because these people are really trying to kill us, and they really are reptiles and pedophiles. They really are. The Queen of England, shapeshifter. You ever notice? Now this is a new one that I didn't. This one slapped the hell out of me. So Kate from England, we ain't seen her. She ain't been seen since Christmas, since December, right? Fuck around, find out she done gave some ass to somebody else and got pregnant. They found him in his parents' apartment with a head wound, a self-inflicted head wound. And they ain't even seen her, and she went to the doctor and had something going on with her stomach, but ain't nobody seen her. And then all these billionaires selling stock, all these people in this royalty stepping down. You don't see what's happening? Go ahead.
No, I just had a quick question. Because this was a new one on me. The Queen of England is a shapeshifter. How? No. Unmute your mic. How?
Well, she's dead now. But yeah, that's one of the powers that these beings actually have. They shapeshift.
Okay.
They are whole. Some of them are whole reptiles, but they look like humans.
This is off topic, but I want to ask you guys this once we get finished with all these debates. First of all, I'm happy that we're able to now have this conversation as grown men. Rob, I've known you half my life. You might like my bro. I love you. Tony, same thing. I've known you about 13 years. You, my bro, I love you. And just because we don't agree with the same politics doesn't mean we can't converse as men. But I got a question. This is totally off topic. I just want your opinion on something. I just want to put this in your ear. Me and my boy, we're gonna start this app about how y'all feel about keeping tabs on when you bust a nut and how that can help you when it comes to just your sex life and determining if it can help you with pregnancies or non-pregnancies or and it works for men or women. It's called the nut tracker. But anyway, Rob, are you done? Are you handing the floor back to Tony? I know that was random, but are you handing the floor back to Tony, sir?
Yeah.
All right, Tony, you got it.
Well, to address your last thing, it's healthy for us. Like, it's prostate health. It's healthy for us. It helps for us to avoid prostate cancer, actually, and doesn't guarantee it, but it for our overall health, it's good. Yeah, it's good. So there's that. Where you and I differ, Rob, is okay. Let's start with that treason. I quoted to you the exact. I mean, it's surprising me. You're in the military, but I quoted exactly to you the Military Code of Justice. You told me about biolabs in Ukraine. giving aid, American citizens giving aid to enemies, foreign and domestic. If we are in a partnership with Ukraine, who is, I guess, trying to become part of NATO, no one is committing treason. If the United States government is facilitating it, no one is committing treason. Literally, no one is committing treason. The person that has the problem with it is Vladimir Putin. An enemy has a problem with this. We're not encroaching. What Ukraine and Russia are going through is about their own territory. It's similar to what's going on in Israel and Gaza. Israel is Russia encroaching on territory that does not belong to them, and they're killing citizens, which is what triggered this whole thing. But in terms of United States and them working that with other countries that we don't know about, is ironic because while you were in absence, I was talking to B about Snowfall, the show, and what it is based in. It's based in reality, the Contras. If you know about Oliver North, know about the Contras, know about the drug game, which we look at the drug game here as isolated, but really it was U.S. government funding the selling of drugs so that they can make money to fund wars that they wanted to be involved in because they had interests.
Rob, you got to unmute your mic, dude. You got to unmute your mic.
This is how it's always been, though, with this country. But to try to imply because Michael Cohen and Banks are able to track and produce a check written to one A Stormy Daniels, you understand, and say it's treasonous. If that is the case, then pursuing Nixon, for instance, would have been considered treason simply because he was the president. Well, he got caught with his hand in a cookie jar, though. Yeah, you trying to get your people to break into the DNC to steal paperwork to help you win an election. That's against the law. He did the right thing and he resigned. Why? Because he was going to be charged and arrested. I see you shaking your head, but the facts are the facts. And the problem with you is you can't have a reasonable conversation with everybody who believes that something behind the scenes, and because someone posted a video or because someone started a rumor and said this is what actually it was, you can't have a reasonable conversation with them because they're not considering what actually did happen, the facts. At the end of the day, you had people admitting to committing those crimes. Well, they only admitted to the crimes because they were told that if they didn't, they was going to be bred and turned into lizard people. It's how you operate in this thing. You can't win an argument with that. So we're not actually having a valid debate. It's me spouting exactly what's facts, and everything that I'm saying that is based in the facts that are known based on documentation, actual documentation. You're telling me my eyes shouldn't believe that and believe this instead. And all of it, weirdly enough, is swayed toward this persuasion of people that want to believe all of that no matter what, i.e. that JFK is still alive. JFK, Tupac is not dead, and Tupac eventually will be president. That the universal code of military justice that defines treason then applies basically to anybody because they don't agree with Trump or because they want to prosecute Trump for being a criminal and committing crimes. The point is, if you're going to criticize Fannie Willis and prosecutors about the appearance and say that they're supposed to hold themselves to a certain standard, the president of the United States is 1,000 times that. So it shouldn't even be a rumor in you and a porn star. Why you shouldn't have been dealing with a porn star, which he never denied. It shouldn't be this thing you got to try to explain away financial things that you did because you ran for president. You're supposed to be that standard. But at the end of the day, decorum, realness, facts matter. The whole point is, if I ran for president, somebody would come with some dirt that I did. That's the fact. Lord, if I don't want that dirt dug up, then guess what? I'll stay my ass at home and just, be the billionaire, be a billionaire, do whatever it is, be a game show host, talk show host, whatever it is I was doing before. I don't throw my hat into that arena because they're going to find that dirt. They're going to find that dirt. Just like with Lauren Boebert, nobody would. I bet you she didn't think nobody was gonna be filming her in that movie theater where that dude is sitting there playing with her titties and trying to finger bang her. But it happened. Should she be prosecuted for treason, kicked out of Congress? Maybe based on ethical things, because she's supposed to be at a different standard because she's a congresswoman by that standard. Same rules have to apply across the board. Same rules have to apply across the board.
Okay.
Everybody got to have that appearance, but all of them got an element of scumbag to them. Why? Because they human. In the big picture, though, at the same time, once you're running for office, you pull your hand out of that cookie jar until you get that office. And damn sure while you're in the office, you don't commit that crime. You brought up that Georgia phone call. Why didn't you tell me? Why did Rafflesberger? Why did the governor? These are Republicans. Why did they feel? They feel. Why did some of his own people, Stephanie Grishner, a chick that was working with Trump at that time, he hired her. Why did she feel that this man was doing these things if he's not? Well, because we don't want to feel that way. They said it. They said that they had private conversations with him. In the big picture, these are people that are witnesses, going to be witnesses in this trial against him, that his own people saying this dude was trying to steal that election. And here I am with you, good brother, saying, no, he wasn't. It was this conspiracy. Well, it's a conspiracy by Trump's own people then. Those are the ones that you should be pointing fingers at, because those are the ones that are all witnesses. Every last witness in the Georgia election interference case is a Republican and was in his administration. So I get it. You're going to say they was working behind the scenes for this Democrat reptile cabal or something. But real is real. When you got your own people that are going to tell the truth, how you going to say that they're lying? What's their dog in the fight at that point?
May I make a suggestion to both of you two? And I'm only making this suggestion because this is clearly a debate. And I'm going to be honest with you. If the presidential debate is as good as this, I will actually watch that motherfucker.
It won't happen, sir. It won't happen.
No, I know it won't. But what I'm
no,
saying,
it won't happen. He threw it out there and said, I will debate you anytime, any place. The problem with it won't happen. It won't happen. Why? I'd like to see it too. I like to see it too, because I believe if he does the same thing he did, disrespectful to Hillary Clinton, walking all behind her during the debate and all that shit, I do believe Joe Biden will probably hit him or something. I would love to see that, because that, again, disrespectful.
Here's the suggestion that I have for both of you guys, because I know both of you guys want to make valid points, specifically when you hear certain things said. Why don't you, get out a notebook and jot down what you want, the specific comments that you want to address, that you want to have a rebuttal to, because this is nothing more than a debate.
I thought I did. I thought I addressed exactly what he.
No, I know. I'm just saying. But both times when you guys have spoken, when Rob was spoken, Tony, you've gone like this because you wanted to speak. Tony, when you spoke, Rob has been like, nope, because he wants to speak. So,
okay, I get it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Why don't you write down exactly what you heard the other person say that you would like to address? Because I know you guys want, because this is clearly a topic. This is a heated topic. And you guys want to get your points across while it's fresh. So,
I can do this. I'll do this for you. I'll even do this for you so that you don't even have to do that. Rob, specifically to you, only this subject. How do you explain that every witness that will testify in the Georgia election case was either a Trump affiliate or within his own administration and or a Republican state official? How do you explain that only?
Does Rob have the floor now?
Yep.
All right, Rob, the floor is yours, my man. You got it. So
what you're watching is a movie, but truth is being exposed. Fannie Willis showed up in that pink dress with it on backwards. She's a traitor. When you turn that dress on the inside of it, it's got a noose of a bow. She turned it inside out so you wouldn't see the noose. It was supposed to be a calm to show that she's a traitor for election interference. Go back and watch her in that pink dress and watch the neckline of it. The back is it's up here at her neck. What else? Because you touched on so many different things. Oh, Trump did 11 executive orders. Why has Joe Biden extended all 11 of them, and they don't pertain? They don't do any justice.
At this point, I think I'm gonna have to bow out. I asked you a very specific question in the format they were using. But you're not moderating, bro. The format is specific. It was a specific question.
Okay,
he's going on about Joe Biden now. I asked him about that specific question.
Okay.
He can ask me a specific question, and then with the format is the format.
Specific question one more time.
The specific question is, how do you explain the fact that every single witness, you're determining this treason, and that it's somebody, I guess the Democrats are committing treason because they're out to get Trump. You went on about Fannie Willis's dress and nooses and all this other stuff. How do you explain that every single witness that is going to be involved in the Georgia election case against one Donald J. Trump and his associates are his former associates, along with the state officials of Georgia, who are all Republican at the top? How do you explain that every person that is going to testify against Trump to get him convicted of election interference is his own people? They're not one of them are Democrats. There are no Democrats testifying. Every last one of them either.
Tony, let him answer the question.
I'm just specifying that every last one is a Republican and did work with that name.
One of them is treasonous. You're watching a movie.
Okay, go ahead, Rob.
You're watching the truth being exposed. You're not ready for the truth. You can't handle the truth. The truth is being exposed. All them people, they're going to testify against Trump. How many times Trump been indicted? None of it stuck. He ain't gone down not once yet for none of it. Don't none of that make sense?
Let him finish, Tony. Go ahead. Let him finish. Go ahead.
None of that makes sense. We are watching a movie. You are watching what really went on in Georgia, how they stole them votes. You're watching all the people come forward that their hands are dirty. All of that. All of that is coming out in Georgia. All of that is coming out. That's what's coming out in Georgia. And all of them people, I can be calm and relaxed in the fact of anything that you say, because I know that we're watching a movie and the movie is coming to an end. You're going to see a lot more things that get worse before it gets better. But that's why I understand it's a lot of abuse. But I can tell you, we are watching a movie. You're watching things in that 16-year plan that they really wanted to actually do. Some of the things they're actually doing.
Write it down. Write it down. Get a paper and write it down.
I'm not going to write it down because I asked a specific question. He answered it. And now we're going down a rabbit hole about 16 years. That's what you're supposed to step in and stop. He answered the question. Now it's his turn to ask me a direct question.
Right,
you're giving too much. That's why they won't have a debate because that's why there won't be a debate because nobody will put a kill switch in and they'll just let Trump ramble on.
Remember, I'm new to this. So let him ask the direct question. Do you have a direct question in regards to his question, which you answered? So do you have a question that you would like him to explain? Because I'm sure that if he has a question for you in regards to the Georgia incident, do you have a question that you would like him to explain?
Can you explain Joe Biden extending 11 executive orders that started with Donald Trump?
That's the question?
That's the question.
All right, Tony, go ahead and answer. Oh, hold up. Wait a minute. Tony, you got to unmute your mic, dude. All
Okay.
right, go ahead.
Joe Biden extending 11 executive orders is the exact same as Trump not being able to kill Obamacare. It affected too many Americans. The problem is you set these executive motions in order, in motion, and a lot of people, some of those executive orders, new president can come in and say, zap, no more of this. Bam, end of story. Right. But then there's a trickle down effect to that very thing. Case in point, the Obamacare. They wanted to kill it. They wanted to kill it. The Republicans wanted to kill it. Trump said he was going to kill it. The problem is once they tried to put it in effect, they realized their constituents was benefiting from it. Them kids that was on meth, them white kids in them trailer parks where their parents voted for Trump was benefiting from it. So now we can't kill it because we're getting an uproar from our constituents. So some of those, specifically those executive orders involving the border, they were a little bit more difficult to kill because you had programs that were in place that may have been in motion, so to speak. And you can't just come in and say, you know what, stop that ish today. You can't. Until you have another system, and that's the problem with a lot of politics. They want to come in and end something without having a plan. You want to kill Obamacare, but what are you going to put in its place? That's exactly what happens to every incoming president. And I don't care whether it's all the way back to Daddy Bush, Jimmy Carter. He's one of the worst presidents that happened to because there were a lot of things in place that he didn't actually put in place, but he took the fallout for every last one of them things. Why? Because they thought that he was going to come in as president and just get rid of it. And you can't do it, particularly if you don't have the Congress, if you don't have the Senate. Is
that because of our branch of government? Why he can't?
It's because of the division of government. It's because of the way the government is set up. Yeah, okay. As president, you may want to kill something and get rid of it personally, but then you got to get 60 votes. You got to get 2/3. You got to get this. And there's always those dissenters. And you have, for instance, the border bill that was just put out there, and it was crafted by bipartisan. You had Democrats and Republicans willing to work together, which is rare. And at the end of the day, these motherfuckers backtracked. It was ready to go to the floor, and Biden was going to sign it, but you had a certain pocket said, nope, you can't do that. You can't do it because it will make it will look good for Biden simply. Now, you may not have got all the bells and whistles, but coming to some kind of agreement to do something is better than doing nothing. And these people it was preferable for them to do nothing because it gave, in a political season, it gives the president a win. The president, the first thing Biden would have did is went out in front of the mic and say, we passed this bipartisan border bill, and they could not have that. So it's better to not give him a win than do something that clearly would have been beneficial because they didn't pass that border bill. There may be an undocumented that comes into this country, kills somebody, and then you'll have some politician on TV say it's Joe Biden at the border, or the Democrats not, or you'll have that one or two Republicans that were actually work with Democrats saying, like he did the right thing. Sometimes these politicians will own their shit or point the fingers. That the two Republicans, it was actually more than two, it was four of them that were working with the four Democrats. They've come on national TV and said, we had a good bill. We had a good bill, but they would not okay it. And these are Republicans, conservative Republicans saying we had a good bill. We had a bill that could work for everybody, but they wouldn't okay it. And the reason why. So that's my answer as to why 11 executive orders. Every president is faced with that. And some of the things are in place. And to remove them, you have to have cooperation. But you also have to look at yanking it out from underneath people's feet. How it will affect that economy, how it will affect your constituents. You can't just come in and change them. Even if you don't agree with them, you got to disassemble them piece by piece.
Okay, well, allow me to say something, and I have to speak on behalf of myself. When you say moderating, my political guy is on wax with me. My conspiracy guy is on wax with me. The information that y'all are throwing out, I'm learning this. I don't research this. If both of you guys know me, if y'all know anything about me, you know what the hell I watch what my attention span is. I bring you guys on and ask you guys these questions because I want to learn. So, for instance, Tony, if you ask Robert a question and you say he didn't answer the direct question and he went into a whole nother rabbit hole, man, bruh, I don't know that because this information, I'm learning it myself. Same thing if Rob asks Tony a question and he says, hey, he's veering away from the question. You guys are my source of knowledge for this. Now, there'll be a little bit of research that I do for myself, but really what I'm moderating is making sure that when one person talks, the other one does not interrupt, that both people get their point across and without interruption or feeling like that their point of view is not being treated fairly by interruptions. So I just wanted to explain that for myself. Now, Tony, with what you just said, you just responded to Robert's question. Do you have a
Yes.
question for Rob?
My response is two things. One, because the moderation thing is just about the specific question. Cut it. Hillary Clinton ain't got nothing to do with Georgia.
Right.
And,
but you're asking questions
but
I
here's
don't know the answer to.
But right. But here's the retort to something you said. It's not a question for you. It's just food for thought.
Okay.
On what is, not a movie, not all this other stuff.
For
what
me or
is
Rob?
For Rob. This is for Rob. This is for both of y'all. Because you're here too. Because you learn it, even if you don't know. You can't say if you spend enough time with me. If you spend enough time with me, you can't say I don't know no more.
No, I know. You've taught me a lot.
So because if a nigga spend enough time around you around sports, it's gonna rub off. So there you go.
Taught me a lot.
So this man is facing 91 counts. You made a statement. You said it's shit getting dropped. Nothing's gotten dropped. He's still facing 91 counts. Every last one of them count, except for the 3 that the judge said you got to refile and give me a little extra detail. That's it. But the main everything is still there. In New York, this man was scheduled to go on trial next week. They moved it back only because the federal division in New York did not forward some paperwork that both sides should have had. It may or may not be relevant to this, but the DA said, I will give you 30 days defense to review the new paperwork, whether it's relevant or see if it's relevant or not. That's fair. That's what you're supposed to do by the law. And the judge likely will agree. But other than that, he was supposed to go on trial next week for this trial. The Georgia thing, that's going on. You have the January 6th thing. Nothing has changed with that. He's still on trial for the same charges in Florida. The documents case, the judge he tried to dismiss yesterday, the judge that's in his favor, Eileen Cannon, said no. So everything, every crime that the man has been charged with, he's still charged with. Nothing's been thrown out. So this notion that it's falling apart, it's being delayed. It's being delayed. Why is it being delayed? Because he's filing motions trying to get it delayed, trying to say, I can't make this trial date, so it's getting delayed. All of it is a stall tactic because I want to get president again. That way I can try to get it dismissed. It's not being thrown out. So the characterization that is being thrown out, be truthful. You're going to talk to me, be truthful. That's not conspiracy theory. That's fact. You know the cases aren't thrown out because all you gotta do is turn on the news, turn on TV, unless we're watching a movie where all these cases are thrown out now and Trump's just going to court. And that's just that's really Adam Baldwin or Alec Baldwin in Trump's suit pretending to be Trump. That's all I'm saying. Deal with the facts. I don't want to go down no rabbit hole in the big picture. That's it.
So ask, because you ask extended questions. I'm going to say this.
I didn't actually ask a question. I was just retorting to a statement that he made about everything is being thrown out, and it's not.
Right. So
there is no question. Nothing is being thrown out. It's a statement. Nothing has been thrown out. Nothing except for those 3 charges, but they're only thrown out on a technicality that the DA can turn around and put right back in if she just simply includes the details that the judge asked for. Other than that, every single count against every single person, and there are 15 defendants, every single other count stands. The guilty plea to it stand.
Okay, so does Rob have the floor now?
I don't know.
Cut it out.
Let's talk about Mike Tyson, because see, I'm curious to see what kind of conspiracy theory you got against Mike
What the
Tyson. Is he
fuck?
a
No, no, no,
reptile?
no. We can talk about Mike Tyson after he responds to your last statement. Go ahead, Rob. Floor is yours. I'm sorry, Rob. You got to unmute your mic, dude. I unmuted your mic, and then you went back and mute. Go ahead, dude. You got it.
So part of the problem is, look, Tony, I'm sure you have offended me. I am angry, but I'm going to choose to approach you in love because I know what's going to happen at the end, and I want to create a bridge so that we can at least greet each other when we see each other, because you're going to want to apologize. Now normally I'm not this forward with most people, especially people I don't know. But I'm trying to tell you, we all Trumps over here. Trump is not going down for not none of those charges. So the unfortunate fact of what's going on, these people they're using race and the passion of black people as a tool against the rest of this country. But you touch on so many different issues, I can't even respond to just one of them. But I need you to explain to me why why
Wait, Rob,
Obama.
hold on. Rob, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Is this a direct question you about to ask Tony? Because I have to moderate it like that. Is this a
Yeah,
direct
this is a
question?
direct question.
Okay.
Why didn't Obama or Joe shut down Guantanamo Bay?
All right. Is that wait a minute? Does Tony have the floor now? All right, you got it, homie. Tony, go for it, my man. Unmute your microphone. You unmute your microphone, Tony.
I had unmuted myself. You the one that hit the button.
Yes, I hit the button. So if I
You're
hit
right.
the button,
I was muted, and then I tried to unmute myself to respond, and you muted me back by trying to unmute me.
I tried to unmute you too. You got it.
See, you ain't black. Now.
Who ain't black?
You ain't black.
Man, I'm black as fuck. Look at
you
this.
Off white. Shut up.
Man, we the same complexion. Shut up, brown boy.
So it's the black is on the inside. So
man, I'm pure nigga.
So for the exact same reason, I'll answer your question with just this statement. Notice what you did. You went from Obama to Biden. There were 4 years in between that time. 4 years in between that time. Something didn't happen during that time. What was that thing? Guantanamo Bay didn't get shut down. What existed prior to Obama? Guantanamo Bay. Who was the president before Obama? George Bush Jr. There's Guantanamo Bay. You said the quiet part out loud, which is what I think the problem with you and me is. That's the reason why I said, let's talk about Mike Tyson. Because you said you're all Trump every day, no matter what. That's the quiet part out loud. So much so that you negated Trump's 4 years and why Guantanamo Bay was still running during that time. It's because Guantanamo Bay is part of the government function, and it served a purpose to imprison people, whether they were guilty of a crime or not. They held people there because they were a terrorist and they refused to give up the information, or because they were holding them to exchange them for one of their own spies or whatever. It's what countries do. But my problem with your statement is you listed Obama and then jumped to Biden. You left out the fact that if Guantanamo Bay was such a problem in the 4 years of Trump, it would have been closed. Now, the problem with that is you'll likely give me some conspiracy theory as to why Trump didn't close Guantanamo Bay to prove your point. What I am saying to you at this point, and I'll just leave this there, and I'm done with politics because you're all Trump every day. At the end of the day, character matters. Character matters. It's not what I think you do in the backdrop or in the background. It's what I've seen you yourself do and say. I posted a picture on Facebook to somebody that was going back and forth with me about Trump's shoes. And that was a whole diatribe because it was crazy because the name of the group, brother, was All Black True Front. And I'm trying to figure out why these golf balls and these calcium camels are coming in there. Black people are expressing their feelings about the shoes only. Black people are expressing their feelings that they're offended that this dude said we would like him more because he had indictments and showed sneakers. That's
Yeah,
offensive to me as a black
that was
man.
some bullshit right there.
Now,
I'm sorry.
that
That
being
was some
said, it's an indication. It's an indication of the character of the man. This dude brought up with me two things about Joe Biden. He said Joe Biden's exchange with Charlemagne the God on the Breakfast Club. You ain't black if. He also brought up Joe Biden's stance on busing without getting any context, assuming that he had ignorant niggas in that group. Anybody can read. I agree with Joe Biden's stance about the busing back then, because you're trying to take inner city black kids and bus them to Beverly Hills and send them and put them amongst these affluent white kids whose educational level, unfortunately, was higher than ours because they have a better system. You're creating a hotbed, and then you're proposing doing the same, taking these rich white kids and busing them into inner city schools where they're likely will get picked on because they live in a better life. It's got to be a better way. You're busing just for the sake of busing. It's not about integration as much as it is. It's different if you had a black kid in or near Beverly Hills and his family is well-to-do, and you're saying he should be able to go to this predominantly white school. That's different. It'd be different if you had a poor white kid and you're saying he should be able to go to this all-black inner city school. That's different. We see that every day. But when you mix those two dynamics with children, you're asking for a hotbed. That was what he said. This dude cherry picked just to say that Joe Biden agreed with desegregation. That's not the truth. I look at what I see. And in the big picture, Trump has been sued and lost because he would not rent to us, bruh, to black people, period. Whether you had the money or not, he didn't want to rent to black people. The Central Park Five. These dudes got found exonerated, and Trump wanted them to be found guilty and maintained that he believed they were guilty afterwards, so much so that you put billboards up about it. You make demeaning comments to people of color at the end of the day, directly to them. Not even, and you had this Uncle Ruckus dude, Tim Scott, smiling and jeering behind you, and it's embarrassing. It's about character at the end of the day. At the end of the day, it's about character. You were there at 9/11. I was there at 9/11. You believe something happened. I believe something else happened. That's irrelevant. But I was watching TV and I saw George Bush Jr. when that man came in there and told him 9/11 happened. His whole demeanor, disposition, everything, face, everything changed. Now, it may be in a movie, but I saw his reaction, and he stepped up during that time, even as a Republican president, and did all the right things and said the right things that the people needed to hear. May have been a movie. So I won't use that thing because I know it might be a movie to you. At the end of what is that ringing thing? Is that you, Robert?
Because you've been talking for 5 minutes, and now it's a minute and 25, so that's 6 minutes.
Well, I'm talking because Brandon didn't. I don't know where the hell he went. He just dipped. And at the end of the day, all I'm saying to you is,
I didn't dip.
We don't have to talk. We don't have to talk politics because the politics is going to end in conspiracy theories and movies and all this other stuff. Then we're not actually talking politics. We're talking about something that is just simply believed behind the scenes. When I asked about the actual charges in Georgia, for instance, I'm asking about the actual charges, and you told me I was watching a movie. Well, then I guess this movie, you said it's not going to play out with Donald Trump going down. I beg to differ, because at the end of the day, I think that people like you and me that did support Trump, they did support Trump. This is not a movie. Somebody in Iowa going to a poll saying enough is enough. And at the end of the day, I want normal back. I want a president that I can ignore. All this is too much. And if he gets convicted of anything, I'm not going to vote for him. That's somebody like you and me saying that particular thing. And I voted for Trump for years and I supported Trump. However, I think it's time for my party to go in a different direction. That is the reason why I think at the end of the day, them Republicans, the moderate Republicans and them housewives that don't agree with saying, I don't have the right.
Bro,
are going to vote him out.
Hold on, Rob.
And that'll be the end of that.
Rob, hold on for a second. I didn't dip. I had to take a piss. Y'all wanted me to be on camera for that? I had to pee. I've been drinking 80 proof. I had to piss, wash my hands. I took my camera off. I muted my phone. Y'all want to hear the piss hitting the water? That's all. I heard it. I didn't know whose camera was sounding like it was Las Vegas. Because that's what it sounded like. Sound like somebody
That was him. That was him playing the slot machine.
Slot machine.
That was him.
No, I put a timer on him because he was talking that long.
No,
and then
I will go ahead, Rob. You got it.
I'm done. Because the unfortunate fact is,
I had to piss, bro. I had to pee.
I'm not gonna keep doing it because he keep attacking me personally. First of all, I'm not a Trump supporter.
You said that.
I'm a truth supporter. I support the truth. These people stole an election, and what you're seeing is being done to disturb you. Now, I'm gonna try not to take it personal because you don't realize that you're supporting treason, and you're only looking at the color of what they want you to see. Do you know that our news is given to us by six organizations that owe their allegiance to Israel? Do you know that no politician in this country takes their seat without giving an allegiance to AIPAC? The association, they basically sign an allegiance to Israel before they serve.
What does AIPAC stand for? I'm just curious.
Hold on.
And then after this, yes, I would like to talk about Mike Tyson because we're all Mike Tyson fans and we can talk about Mike Tyson because I do want to end this on some type of brotherhood, okay? But yes, AIPAC, please tell us what AIPAC means, okay? But then after that, we got to talk about Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul. If it's an exhibition fight, you know the fuckery is in. If it is a fight that determines your win-loss record, Mike should smoke this motherfucker. He should smoke him like a blunt.
Well, can I talk while he's looking that up?
Okay, go ahead.
AIPAC. Because I already know what AIPAC is, and it's not just Israel, but that's neither here nor there. I'm not personally attacking. I'm not personally attacking you. I'm not personally attacking you, but you did say out of your own mouth, even while you was taking a piss, if you heard it, give me a hell yeah. You said, I'm all Trump over here. You said that. Now,
I did hear that.
That being said, so to turn and say I'm not a Trump supporter is but at the end of the day,
Trumps,
hold on, fellas, men. Robert,
okay.
Robert,
I'm just simply quoting what you said. So I only responded to what you said, and I did not personally and say Rob is the dirt. Rob is anything. I didn't say Rob was anything other than quoting, taking from your comment about we're all Trump over here. That being said,
Trump, as in spades. Stop attacking me, bro.
All right, Tony,
okay.
Tony. He's done. He's looked up AIPAC.
That was the joke.
Let him finish his point. All right, you got it. Yes, like the blizzy. Let's relax. Like the blizzy. All right, go ahead. Let's go. What is AIPAC? You got the floor, my dude. Rob, you got the floor. What's AIPAC?
I'm still looking. He said he knew what it was.
So wait a minute, Tony. Rob, do you want Tony to tell you what AIPAC means? Because if you can, I'll give him the green light.
Yeah, go ahead. Let him tell you.
All right. You got it, Tony. What is AIPAC?
No, sir. I'm going to let him look it up. The reason why I'm going to let you continue to look it up is because I told you what the U.S. Code of Military Justice, and you disregard the reading of it, the exact wording of it, to put your own meaning to it. So even if I tell you what AIPAC means, you're going to say it's this secret, whatever, blah, 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 rather than what it actually is. So you continue it up and you look up the definition. I want you to read it to me. You read it to me.
All right, Tony. He's looked it up. Here we go. You go ahead, Rob. You got it.
I can't find it.
You want me to look it up?
You might not. It's
okay. What AIPAC? Okay. Let me look. Okay, APAC. Hold on.
See,
And y'all, and you,
we're not supposed to know about it.
okay,
That's one. It's a group you're not supposed to know about.
okay,
It's supposed to be some conspiracy. But make no mistake about it. And all of these political officials can tell you, governors, senators from the state, I mean, all of them have to take an oath that they will vote in the everything they're going to do is be in the interest of Israel all over the nation. Shit. And then I
is
might
it
have to.
is it APAC or is it APEC?
No, that's Asian Pacific region. No,
Yeah, that's what I got.
no, that's not. It's damn it. Oh, I can't find this shit. Damn. Wait a minute. Let me go to these Q jobs. See.
Okay.
Damn.
Okay. So yes, people, I muted my camera and I turned my camera off because I was taking a piss. You got it? You got something, Rob? Or can Tony say something right quick? Or are you good?
Go ahead, Tony. You got it.
I will literally give you, because you're on to it. You're on to what APAC actually is, but you're just because you looked up the one thing, you don't know actually what you're looking at. APAC is all about commerce. That's it.
Okay. Okay.
Nothing else.
Okay.
Commerce. It almost it's not even like NATO. NATO is about, you know, other things, war, you know, helping that country defend itself, et cetera, et cetera. APAC is simply about countries that you have entered into a pact to do commerce with. You are in agreement with them to do commerce with, so much so that one of the aspects of the deal is, should Israel, for instance, Israel is just one APAC country, as you saw. When you look that up, Robert, the geographical thing, those are all the countries that we are in agreement with, and they are in agreement with us too. So if for some reason, say America, for what to go to a famine, we would expect these allies that agreed to the APAC thing, if they had a surplus of food, to give us food. That's all it is. There's nothing else. Israel is one of those countries. So yes, every president, just as they're agreeing to NATO, they're agreeing to APAC. You have to, because this is an ally based on commerce. We may not necessarily have any other dealing with these Pacific islands or Pacific countries or countries in the Middle East or whatever, but we do have that. And so you agree with it. And ironically, just to show you how we are in the region, we have that deal with Saudi Arabia. We have that very deal with Saudi Arabia. You wouldn't think it, but we do. And so it's based on commerce, because Saudi Arabia is about that what? They about that dollar, anything that can make them money. So at the end of the day, just like Ukraine was part of APAC, because Ukraine supplies what? Grain. That's their main number one thing. They kicking out that grain. So if you eating a bowl of Wheaties or whatever, guess what? It may have originated from that grain from Ukraine, APAC. That is APAC in effect. If we don't grow enough, we can get it, we can buy it at whatever price, low prices, or if we ever, God forbid, enter into a situation where we need that, these countries would supply it.
Right.
We can literally dial them up and say, as part of the treaty, we need XXX if you got it.
Okay.
And vice versa.
Okay. Rob, can Rob respond? You done?
Yeah, I literally just gave you the definition of APAC. I can actually read it to you. You were looking up. I can read the information that you were looking to it in detail.
Read it.
That's it.
Read it.
It's a lot, but I'll read it, because it's literally about how to enter the APAC market.
Okay.
Like literally, it's about people that want to invest in that deal. And so it breaks down everything that you actually need to know in terms of that, the countries involved, from China, India, Indonesia, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Russia, Japan, Philippines, Vietnam, Thailand. I'm not reading all this shit, man. The whole point is that's what it's about. So yeah, Israel's on that list, but it's one of a lot.
All right, buddy. Okay, all right. All right. Rob.
But Robert, I was not attacking you as much as based on what you said, and I still didn't attack you, the man, because I don't know you, the man. Because outside of talking conspiracy theories, I might bust your ass up on Xbox or something, and ain't nothing. So I'm not gonna
Hey,
judge you
Rob,
based
come
on
back
that.
to your phone, dude. Hey, look, I'm gonna tell you this. Let's talk sports. Rob is a Steelers fan. Rob is a Steelers fan. Tony is a Cowboys fan. So maybe this rivalry in sports is supposed to be what it is.
I
Rob,
got something for you, sir.
All right, what
I got
up?
something for you. Cautionary tale. Cautionary tale. Because we were in this point before, and I told you, cautionary tale. Because I broke this down to my wife. Saquon
Rob,
Barkley.
unmute your mic. Saquon
Unmute
Barkley.
your
We
mic,
talking
Rob.
sports. Unmute your mic, Rob. Rob, unmute your mic, bro. Okay, Saquon Barkley. What about him?
Saquon Barkley. So
Okay.
I saw that, and it didn't move the needle with me. Saquon is Saquon by name. He's still young, so you might end up getting ultimately maybe what we all expected him to be. But thus far, he's only really been that 1 year. And that same thing, I guess you could kind of say Philly bought that with DeMarco Murray, and how'd that work out?
I know I'm not going to say 1 year with Saquon because his rookie year he was awesome. His second year, even though he
Okay.
only played 12
Okay. But
games,
the
he was awesome. He's given you 3 really good quality years.
but I guess my takeaway is, okay, nice signing, but you would have had more people beating down his door if it was that much of a needle mover. Okay, got it. Bryce Huff. I looked at the Bryce Huff thing, but then you're getting rid of Reddick and Sweat.
Bro, you
know
shouldn't have asked me this.
So,
you should have asked Keith this, not me.
but on the flip side to that, who's been a bigger problem to the extent that any of their players have really been a problem? It's either been Reddick, but mostly was Fletcher Cox, and he's gone now. So you're banking on the future, so there's that. So in the big picture, and Devin White, you saw Calvin's response about Devin White. I felt like that when we was even looking at him, like, wow. You know what I mean? But hey, all of these things.
Calvin wanted Devin White back.
And all of or whoever it was that looked at who made the comment about Devin White, but just in general,
it was cheese.
It's one of them things. You could go into free agency and you can buy these things and you may come out like the Rams, or you can go in these things and at the end of it all, you got buyer's remorse and you just got some names. I know in terms of, because we could have freed up money and pursued certain things that I wanted us to pursue. They did address a need because Kendricks was a good sign. I don't care what nobody say. Anytime a dude got 117 tackles at linebacker, that's what you want. Somebody that makes tackles, makes plays. Beyond that, it's dudes. Funny thing, it's dudes still out there that could like Hunter Renfro. You telling me he couldn't help a few of these teams?
He is a free agent. But let me ask you a quick question. And this has nothing to do with what you were asking me, but the first segment we were talking about was Justin Fields. And I said, there's no way that Justin Fields is getting traded for a first round. I said only under 2 circumstances would the Bears receive a first round draft pick for Justin Fields. As it stands right now, sir, do you believe the Bears get a first round draft pick for Justin Fields?
Hell no.
Exactly. Okay. Damn it. I wish
you No. I take that back. They get a first round pick if they giving up Justin Fields and a third round or a second round pick or something with him to get a first round pick. A late first round pick, yes, I believe somebody would give them a late first round pick for Justin Fields and an early second round pick.
No. That wasn't the question I asked my boys.
It was just straight up, 1 for 1, right?
Justin Fields, yes.
Nah.
Exactly.
Nope.
Exactly.
Nope.
Damn it, I wish you was on there earlier. I said that there's only 2 circumstances where you may get a first rounder for Justin Fields. Is if it's training camp and a high-profile quarterback from a team gets hurt and you're desperate, or 2, if Justin Fields is on a team's roster and he basically is on the Bears roster this season and he basically wins fucking MVP. I said that's the only way that you get a first rounder for Justin Fields.
Yeah, I'd have a tendency agreeing.
Yeah. Because what I was telling Keith and Calvin is that the market, I said if Justin Fields was going to be traded for a first rounder, it'd have been done already. It'd have been done.
Yeah, that's a pipe dream.
Yeah. Look, bro. I'm a Broncos fan. If that was the case, I want Justin Fields as a quarterback. If I was a Broncos GM, I'd have traded for Justin Fields 2 days ago. But Rob is a Steelers fan. How do you feel about Rob? Rob, how do you feel about Russell Wilson as your new quarterback?
I mean, I guess it's all right.
What about Patrick Queen from the Ravens as your linebacker?
Oh, my bad. Let me mute myself.
Yeah, that might be all right too.
Okay. I mean, I think the Steelers. Do you think the Steelers have a chance to win y'all division?
I can see that.
All right. Since you're giving me monotone answers, let's talk about something that we have had in common a lot: the fight game. Rob, me and you have sparred before. We have put on gloves and we have gone at each other before. You laughing because I'm not trying to say this to pat myself on the back. I bust your shit. I bust your shit when we put them gloves on. Okay? But Mike Tyson, Jake Paul, this is the way I feel about it. If it's a fight that determines your actual professional boxing record, Mike should drag him within 2 rounds. If this is an exhibition fight, nah. What do you see if it's a real fight, what do you see the outcome of Mike versus Jake Paul?
Well, first of all, it's like you said. Now let's look at where it's going to be held at. You say it's going to be in Texas?
It's going to be at Cowboy Stadium, AT&T Stadium, yes.
So, and we know Texas is a little more liberal and they liable to let things go and willing to bend rules. But nobody's going to let Mike Tyson break that boy up. For
you
real.
Don't believe that?
Hell no, there's going to be blood everywhere. At the most, you see him do something like what he did with Roy Jones.
Carry him through the fight?
Yeah.
In a fight where it determines your professional record, though?
First off,
okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. Forgive me.
What is Jake Paul's professional record?
9-1.
So he didn't actually fought some real credible fighters?
No, he hasn't fought any credit. The one credible fighter he fought, he lost to.
Exactly. So what makes you think that he won't get his ass whipped by this 60-year-old man?
Tony? Okay. Tony, what do you think about that?
First of all, I resent you, Rob. Because you won't let that man, you gonna sit here and talk about I'm trying to assassinate your character. You let that man talk about he bust your shit and let him get away with that. So yeah, let's start there. The second thing is, ain't no state out here more Yahoo redneck friendly, news friendly than Texas. And that's why they may, you right, they may not let Texas. That's why they might declare their exhibition. But I promise you, if they don't declare the exhibition, the state of Texas is red as hell. And guess what? Jake Paul blood gonna join that redness.
I'm gonna tell you,
he gonna get busted up because the fight game is the fight game, and that's just it.
I'm gonna tell you why I don't believe that this will actually be an exhibition fight, because this is in Jerry Jones' house, right? So Jerry Jones stands to profit a lot from this as well, right? The fight loses its luster if it's an exhibition fight. Why? Because, Rob, of what you said, the Roy Jones fight. Everybody saw after 1 round, we all knew, first of all, Roy Jones was bouncing around the ring with titties. So we all knew that that we saw in the first round, Mike hit this motherfucker in the ribs and Roy folded and Mike had to hold him up. Now, if this is an actual fight where your records is on the line, that's not the case. And again, if the fight's an exhibition, it loses its luster, which means it could potentially lose some money. You think Jerry Jones and look, I understand the Texas State Boxing Commission, you got a 30-year age gap, 57 versus 27. But I believe that this is the fact that this is in Cowboy Stadium and Jerry has more pull in the state of Texas than the fucking governor. If Mr. Jones wants this fight to be an actual professional fight in his stadium, it's going to be a professional fight in his stadium. And if it's a professional fight, Mike Tyson, if you hear me, fuck this motherfucker up.
The only place, brother, that fight might be, without a shadow of a doubt, exhibition will be Las Vegas, because Las Vegas is all about exhibition. That's their trademark.
Hold on.
If it were, but
Now,
you could take from Texas Stadium and take that same thing. What if it was in Madison Square Garden? It ain't gonna be no exhibition, because that's here in New York. That's his people. They're not gonna settle for no. Right. So they gonna make that into a real fight. They would make that a real fight.
You know where else it wouldn't be an exhibition at?
Where?
And Saudi Arabia, where they getting all the motherfucking fights. They getting all the motherfucking fights in Saudi Arabia. What were you about to say, Rob?
First off, I'm the only one that we know of that ever had enough balls to put on some gloves and go against Brandon.
David.
Yeah, but we know who it won't.
I will.
So,
I will.
You got
no. That was an inside joke. That was an inside joke.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I will. But it depends on which pair of gloves. If boxing gloves, I get it to you. MMA gloves. If I can put on MMA gloves, though, then I'm not gonna give it to you. If everything is fair game, I'm not gonna give it to you.
Go ahead. Keep that in.
That's first. Then second, who stands to benefit if Jake Paul is all broke up? Who stands to benefit if Jake Paul orbital lobe is dislocated? Who stands to benefit if Jake Paul jaw got to be rewired and he can't talk for 6 months?
I don't know. You tell me.
Who benefit if 3 of Jake Paul ribs is dislocated?
You tell me. I'm waiting on the answer to it. Unless it's Mike Tyson and they ask him to fight again, who else?
Right.
Jake Paul benefits simply by fighting Mike Tyson, because he can say he would have balls enough to step in there and fight him in a real fight. He's a streamer. He's a YouTuber. He's a social media thing. So he's going to benefit the most, because he's going good or bad. Positive or negative attention is good for them.
Right. But I mean, for real. Now that you highlighted that, that's what I'm trying to stay on. Is it's show, and that's all it is. It's a show.
Yeah,
Michael get in there, hit him a couple of times. He's gonna lose, but it's just how is he gonna lose? So he's gonna make it look good.
I don't know, bro. Because again, I don't think that there's a 50% chance that Mike wouldn't do it if it's about that. He already did that with Roy Jones. I understand it's a paycheck for him, but in the big picture, yeah, and he might maintain his record in an exhibition, but that don't count because it's exhibition. So he's fighting a joke of a man. So there's nothing for him to exhibit against Jake Paul. Plus, Jake Paul was talking ish. And this is before he agreed to fight him. So I don't know. I think that could go 50-50. Well, no, if they make it real, then you know that Mike Tyson was thinking, I want to knock this dude out because he was talking junk. I'm going to make an example of him.
Brandon.
He dipped on us.
Brandon was the one who really, because I was in the boxing, but I wasn't in the boxing. But Brandon showed me how and why Tyson was so feared and so treacherous, is because he was able, his reach was deceptive. He could lower his shoulder and still do so much. And that right hook cross is just devastating. And even that last little bit where he put on with that little commercial and showed his hand speed. You get that man's hands working on Jake Paul middle for a couple of seconds, that's gonna hurt. That's
I'll
gonna hurt.
agree with you about his hand speed. I don't know about the reach part because Mike's reach is based on his closing distance. Mike, it might seem you jab him like, again. I think me and you was talking about this, Brandon. I brought up somebody like Razor Ruddock, or he fought a lot of dudes with long ass arms, and they lay that jab on him. But if you miss that jab, his closing speed was so fast that it seemed like his arms is long because he get up in you and start working that body, or that uppercut come up in there and it's rocked you because he was just 3 feet away from you.
Well, for the most part in Mike's career, if you look, because he was only 5'11", for the most part, like you said, he fought dudes with long ass arms. For most of his career, when Tyson threw a jab, while if it landed, it was a stiff hard pause. It was a strong jab, but the jab for Mike was mostly a rangefinder. Jab, because you know a punch is coming back, head movement, and like you said, the closing speed, boom, now he's at your rib cage. But this is one thing we have to keep the reality of. Everything that we just said, the jab, rangefinder. Mike's 50. Mike will be 58 come fight night. What we as Tyson fans, and we're all Tyson fans, what we're doing right now is we are reminiscing on what Mike used to be. The reason why I don't think Mike Tyson will lose this fight, if it is a legitimate fight, is that, for one, this man has never fought at heavyweight before. So he's never been hit by the type of power that he would be hit with if Mike Tyson threw a medium punch at him. And 3, I just don't think in a real fight Mike Tyson would lose to Jake Paul in a fist fight. I just don't believe that. But again, we can't get caught up in what I got caught up in the moment the fight was made. Because the first person I called when the fight was made, Tony, was you. I said, "Have you seen this shit?" Because I'm a Tyson fan. I'm a Tyson fanboy. Guilty. Whatever. I've been watching Tyson my whole life. I'm emotionally invested in every Mike Tyson fight. But I have to realize he will be a 58-year-old man. There's only but so much and so long, no matter what shape he comes into, that he will be able to do. Do I think he'll knock that? Do I think that if he wants to, he'll knock Jake Paul the fuck out? Oh, yeah. But everything that we're naming, where he'll jab and he'll come in and ya. I've seen the training videos. It's different when somebody is swinging back at you. That's
well. Let me ask you this, sir. Based on that very theory, this is a hypothetical, but it's a legitimate hypothetical based on who I'm about to say. Do you think that Anthony Joshua, do you think he has the skill set, just the skill set? We're not talking about whether he got the power to knock somebody like Mike Tyson out, because you figure every heavyweight would be able to knock another heavyweight out.
He did to Francis Ngannou last week?
Yeah, I get it. But do you think his skill set, because that's ultimately what we're talking about. We're not talking about whether Mike Tyson is 57 as much as we talking about, does Jake Paul have the skill set to be able to fight somebody like Mike Tyson? Mm-hmm. We know that, back in the day, people like Holyfield had the skill set to counter somebody like Mike Tyson. Right. That power that's going to come at you. Right. Does Jake Paul, based on what you've seen and him fighting and the people, the caliber fighters, does he have the skill set to be able to counter that 57-year-old man is the question.
No, because of the second point that I just made. He's never been hit with the power that he will be hit with if Mike Tyson even throws a medium punch. What did Mike say? The greatest quote in the history of combat sports: everybody has a plan until you get hit. No, Jake Paul doesn't have the skill set, because Jake Paul has fought washed up UFC fighters, basketball players, and tomato cans in his boxing career. No, he does not have. This is why I said I don't believe, even at 57 or 58, that Mike Tyson would lose to Jake Paul in a fist fight. Because no, he don't have the skill set. He doesn't, because of his level of opposition. Now, if Jake Paul was 9-1 against top 25 heavyweights, I'd be like, you know what? Fighting a 57-year-old, 58-year-old Tyson, yeah, he might, but he hasn't. So for that, I'll say no.
There you go. It's not about whether we Tyson fans. It's about anybody with any logical sense. Right. Says 60-year-old karate man will still kick my ass because he still know
no
what he
question.
know, and he don't move like he used to. But guess what? I never could move like he did.
Right.
Period.
Right.
That's it.
No question.
So, you find that out when these young bucks in practice say, come on, my MJ, step out on the court. You ain't got that no more. Yeah, okay.
No question.
Everybody can find the fountain of youth for a period of time if they motivated.
And then it's experience too, and knowing when to attack your opponent. Like when you playing basketball, when I could play basketball, if I seen you lean over just a little bit, oh, I got you, because you windy. If I see you just
Grab
lean
your
over
shorts,
just a
some shit
little
like
bit, that it's a wrap. You windy. The first time
Yeah.
I see you halfway lean over and you should be looking for the ball, I'm got it. I'm
Well,
gone.
y'all getting me in fight mode. I got the gloves on in this bitch. Boy, don't
Yeah.
do it.
That shit is real. What was being said is real because it's weird because Tim Hardaway, I seen a video, it was on TikTok. Tim Hardaway, senior, not junior. Tim Hardaway was on the court. He busted his son ass. He hit him with that crossover and broke him down and took him straight to the rim. And Tim Hardaway looked like a butterball.
Yeah. When
Think
you
that make a
are
difference? Hit him with a pump fake,
no.
everything.
Because for at least one play, now Tim Hardaway Sr. couldn't do that consistently because of his age on junior. But when you are what you are, all you need is one, maybe two times to get it right, especially in the fight game. All Mike Tyson needs is one shot. He don't have to look good for a full 8-round fight, which I'm sure the fight will go. He don't have to look good the entire fight. All he has to do is sum up 10 seconds of vintage Mike Tyson, 10 seconds of them training videos, and it's over. With that dude, it's over.
About
With
10 seconds.
dude.
If he make it to round 3, you're gonna hear that yak it.
I thought you was gonna ask me can Anthony Joshua survive with Mike Tyson. I was gonna be like, Anthony Joshua now would beat Mike Tyson. And now if he got hit by Mike Tyson, he would fall. If he got hit flush by Mike Tyson, he would fall. But Anthony Joshua, bro, look, that's why I'm so happy Anthony Joshua did what he did with Francis Ngannou, because it's letting these motherfuckers know you don't play boxing. Francis Ngannou caught Tyson Fury slipping. He caught him slipping, and he won that fight. Don't let anybody tell you different. That was a bullshit decision. But now there's, like with football, there's tape on you now. When you got a novice, he can come out and shock you for a game or two until there's tape on you. Now there's tape on you. Just like what's the boy? The boy who was quarterback for Minnesota, fresh off the street. Joshua Dobbs. He could get you for a couple of games. But as soon as it was tape, that shit was shut down. There was tape on Francis Ngannou. Anthony Joshua put his at, he knocked him out cold. That might be the knockout of the year. I'm talking about knocked him out cold. Eyes closed and everything else. He was out. And I love seeing that because I'm like, you UFC motherfuckers think that y'all can just come into boxing and just dominate. You can make more money because Dana White is pimping y'all niggas. You can make more money, but if you think you're going to step in the ring with a top 3 heavyweight in the world and you think you're going to give him the business if he take you seriously, get the fuck out of here. Get the
But ain't
fuck
that
out.
vice versa, really? If you think about it, it's vice versa. Like, but the crazy thing is, them boxing dudes is smart enough not to go in that octagon for real, for real.
Exactly. The only boxer that I seen go in the octagon and think he was gonna do some shit was James Toney, and that shit ended in under a minute.
Yeah. So you don't challenge people in their own venue. You just don't. Now, if you one of them dual sport athletes, you might be able to get away with some ish like that.
Conor McGregor could get away with it because he did have a boxing background.
Right.
Plus Mayweather wanted to sell that fight. Who knows that was a 9-figure fight. You don't want to take him out early. Plus, that's not Mayweather's style. But you talk about Anthony Joshua, who was an active fighter who realized that if he lost that fight, he could kiss any hopes of getting another title shot goodbye. He came out and he slept that nigga. He slept him the way a top 3 heavyweight was supposed to fight a novice who's coming in the ring with him, whose record was 0-1. He got that fight because of the name, and he slept him like that's all you got to fight for. Like Mike Tyson, he's not an active fighter. Jake Paul is getting this fight because of the name. Tyson is the A side of this. If Mike Tyson can sum up 10, 15 seconds of 30-year-old Mike Tyson, Jake Paul won't last. Period.
You made me laugh because, you know, I just thought about something. I don't know why. I was talking about that dual sport thing and dudes that don't belong where they are and trying to do what they do. Why? Tell me why. What's his name? Bob Swatowski. I love little Michael. What the hell is his name? Big dude.
Bob
you know what I'm talking about? Bob Sapp.
Yeah.
How are you that big getting destroyed? How? You can't survive anywhere. How? You a monster.
Yeah.
You are a literal monster. You look at that dude, he's every opponent, like he just dwarf him.
Yeah. And he wanted to fight Mike Tyson. He wanted to fight
That's
Mike
why
Tyson.
it popped in my head, because he wanted to fight Mike Tyson.
That's when Mike Tyson said, sign the contract, big boy. Yeah, that's like,
Yep.
you know, because you ain't. And that was when Mike Tyson was like 40 years old. Man, please. Bob Sapp wouldn't have had a chance. He what did he say in Longest Yard? I think I made him shit at himself. Mike Tyson would have made him shit at himself.
Exactly. He'd have killed him.
Out of here.
You can't handle the dudes that you fight.
Brothers, look, we've been on here for 3 hours and 15 minutes. Boy, and let me tell you something. It's been worth every minute. But I'm glad that we could end this on a union of brotherhood. You guys may have different views of politics, but we're still brothers. We're still brothers. And I'm not gonna look at anybody any different. Rob, you know I love you. You know I love you to death. You know, same thing with you, Tony. You know I love you to death. You know, but again, this is an election year. You know, this is an election year, and it's gonna be that type of talk. But don't let it change the view of the person that you're looking at on that screen. Because
you know what you should actually do? You know what you should actually do? Because we agree on some sports shit. You see that? We agree on some sports. Stay in your lane. You don't even know nothing about politics. So maybe you should get rid of this politics segment and replace it. Let me tell you something, Mean Gene.
You know why? You know why I have no. And this wasn't a politics segment. This was a conspiracy theories segment.
Oh well, yeah. Well, see, that's the problem.
Y'all turned it into a.
The problem is with most conspiracy theories is something attached. No matter what you do, it's something attached to that.
You know why I gave this segment? You know why I gave this segment? Because I know I'm ignorant to the game. I'm giving y'all the platform to say y'all truth, say what y'all want to do, and have anybody listen to it that you want to. I'm not.
Other people got the platform. Me and Rob don't need a platform. He believe what he believe on that. I believe what I believe. We don't need a platform in that sense. But one thing that we like, a platform that's non-political that we both can agree on. We black. And then black people face certain things. It only becomes politics that black people face certain things because of this politician or that law or whatever. Certain things you can just look at and agree on.
If y'all want to talk sports, y'all can talk sports. But I'm not getting rid of conspiracy theories with Robert fucking Chandler. I'm not.
Well, I tell you what. Let's make an agreement then. If you're gonna have me and Rob, let's talk about conspiracy theories involving Big Diddy. Or conspiracy theories involved. That stuff.
I don't mind that, bro.
All right. So can me and you agree, Rob, that we will not talk shop about politics in relation to any conspiracy theory? I don't give a rat's ass if it's about Elvis, whatever. We don't inject no politics in the conspiracy theory, because there are some conspiracy theories that we might agree on as long as it ain't political affiliations. Can we agree on that?
Sure.
If we agree on that, then we good in conspiracy thing. I know we good in the sports thing, and I ain't got nothing personal against you. And I wasn't trying to insult you. As a matter of fact, you need to try to get your game up and go there and knock that man out, because he said he laid hands on you, and I'd have found that more offensive. But that's just me. I don't care if it's out of love. You can say I love my brother. You ain't gonna be talking about you love me and lay hands on me at the same time.
Hey, Rob don't want that smoke. Rob don't want that smoke. Rob don't want that business.
Damn. And he just gonna keep talking junk.
Rob has
So
seen me
again,
against Rob has seen me against other niggas with the glove. Look, I'm a beast with these boxing gloves on, okay?
we told you it's only 2 people that had enough balls to put gloves on.
It's been more than 2. It's just 2 that you've seen.
But you know who we know
Yeah,
who
man.
won. So
Rob, hey, look.
Just
No,
out of curiosity.
Tony. No, let me tell you
Go ahead.
this. Rob done seen me challenge some of the other, and Rob know that I used to stay in Fulton in the hood. Rob done seen me come at some of the hardest niggas with these gloves on, and they ain't want it. And if they put the gloves on, they literally ran from me the entire time.
So can I ask you this? And you're witness to this, Rob. If I asked you to come out to the gym to me in the West End and put on MMA gloves instead.
Absolutely. I got MMA gloves.
Okay. I am saying to you, formally, when I can, I will go out there with you and I will get in with you if we put on MMA gloves. So we're not talking just straight up boxing. I will do that.
I don't know nothing about MMA. I'm not gonna get into something I don't know about.
Okay, fair enough. Because I was gonna say, I'm not gonna challenge your boxing acumen, but on the flip side, if anything goes, then we're talking Hapkido, we're talking judo, we talking
about that.
We talking all these things.
About boxers getting. I don't know nothing about the MMA game.
I'm not necessarily talking MMA because that's the format in which you could bring boxing, you can bring martial arts, you can bring whatever it is that you know, as long as it's legal.
Right. But I could box you and you could kick me in the leg and it's fucking legal.
Exactly.
Right. No, so I'm not signing up for that. No, I'm not signing up for that. Now, if you want to talk about you'll take me in a boxing gym and you'll spar with me, headgear and shit, sure. I'll go for that.
Because I can use hands, but I need the other stuff.
No, see, I'm very good. I'm very good with these hands, and I'm not trying to brag on it like I'm some type of hard.
One of the biggest things, one of the biggest things with MMA is grapples, submissions.
Absolutely, I know nothing.
Pressure
about
points,
that.
all those things, and you can't do them with boxing gloves. So why you even in there?
Exactly. No, I'm not going to sit here and try to play hard because I'm on this podcast. No, I'm not signing myself up for that. You want to box? Sure, we can go a couple rounds. I mean, now at this point, if I last a couple rounds, I gotta get myself back in shape. But I mean,
the last serious fight I had with somebody, they asked me, "Why you kicking?" Like literally, why you got to kick? I'm not kicking. That's my kneecap.
Knowing that, you think I'm gonna go into an octagon? First of all, I'm not even going into a square ring. I'm going into an octagon. Fuck no. Y'all, Tony trying to set me up to get my ass whipped. No, I ain't. No.
Nigga asked me. He's talking about. What did he say? He said something. I hit him in the face with my knee or some shit. Nigga, what do you think this is? What do you think this is?
I told you I got MMA gloves right here. These are MMA gloves.
Yeah, you put yourself in a position where I'm grappling you, we fighting. Yeah, I'm gonna use what I know, and if my knee connect with your nose, then so be it.
No,
what do you think this is?
No,
we weren't. The thing about what I'm saying is we weren't playing around.
I know, but look, these are MMA gloves right here. You see, I got the MMA shit right here.
Yep.
Exactly. Yep. No, I don't know shit about that. And the only reason why I got these MMA gloves is because, Rob, you remember the heavy bag I used to have? That was an MMA heavy bag, and they came with these gloves. But I also got a pair of Everlast boxing gloves to go along. I got 3 pair of gloves up in here. So, no, bruh. I don't know shit about no damn MMA fighting. No, I box you. I'll box the shit out you.
I'm trying to remember was Calvin with me that day.
Me against a few people.
I think he was with me that day when I was messing around with my other boy Rob when he was still alive. He died of cancer when he was still alive, and he wanted to play around and this, that, and the other. And he told me, "I think you popped my shoulder out of socket, nigga." You was holding me in the fight. You grabbed me in a headlock like I'm not gonna get you to let me go.
Hey, look, I just had somebody on Facebook, my boy Lomar, just said fights don't supposed to be fair. When it's an organized fight, when it's a sporting fight, there are rules to it. We're not talking about now. Street fights ain't supposed to be fair. But
well, I was cheating though. He told me I was cheating because do you remember that? You remember the great big flea on Williamsburg Road?
Yeah,
When it was
absolutely.
open, I had a
Yeah.
store in there, and it was one of my boys in there, a friend of mine, brother that used to teach martial arts in there, and he apparently had been talking to him. It was like, nigga, you ain't tell me you knew. You ain't tell me that nigga told me you knew this, that, and the other, blah blah blah. You ain't tell me. Like, what am I supposed to get you one? And you sitting there talking about your hands, how fast your hands is. You want to play
That's
around?
exactly.
We can play
That's
around
exactly.
my way.
And y'all see this? He was trying to set me up. You know, Rob vouched for me in regard to my boxing skills, and Tony said, "I'll take you in the UFC." Nah, no. Tony just heard about my hands and wanted to add knee, foot, and shin to it. No,
You gotta do what
hell
you gotta
no.
do. I stay at my lane. I wouldn't
I
be one of
feel
them
you, and
stupid motherfuckers that go up against a professional boxer because that's their
I'm gonna stay
specialty.
in my lane. I'm gonna stay
Yeah,
in
I
my
stay
lane.
in my lane.
Bro,
That's just how it
I'm not
is.
getting in a UFC ring for you, and there ain't even no payday involved. What the fuck? No.
and UFC and their technical and their regulated fights, just because you fall on the ground, it ain't over with.
It
They
ain't
got
over with. Nigga will hop right on you and beat the shit out
yeah,
of that
it
motherfucking
ain't over with then. That's just part two. Getting you on the ground was part one.
hell
Beating you
yeah.
in the submission is part two.
Hell yeah. You ain't getting no 10 count if you fall on the ground in UFC. You're gonna get 10 more punches to the head.
The only way you leave out the ring is either you win or you tap out and you got blood on you.
Hey, fuck that. Hell
Most of the
no.
time
I
you're
don't
gonna
think
have some
so.
blood and you might be unconscious.
I don't think so, bro. When I would be street fighting out there in Highland Woods or in Fulton, or when I was staying off a 9 Mile, they would be like, "You crazy?" You know why they were saying I was crazy, Tony? Because I would go to the body because I wasn't just head hunting. See,
Yeah.
now a lot of them boys was street fighting, but I was going to your rib cage.
Do you know what you really want to do? If you okay, your background is boxing, you quick with your hands, and you ever
Mm-hmm.
want to go and study any kind of martial arts, Hapkido. Go Hapkido. All you got to think Steven the way Steven Seagal fought. You
Mm-hmm.
people can say whether he's completely
It wasn't
legit or
good for
whatever, but
movies,
he's
but it
legit.
wasn't good for movies, but it was effective.
But it was effective. And if you think
Yeah.
about the translation to a street fight, he's coming at you. Yeah, he ain't really kicking a lot as much as that. His legs is coming off the ground because kneecaps, elbows, anything hard on his body is going for your soft spots.
Mm-hmm.
If you think about the martial arts that like Wesley Snipes mostly used when he did do action,
Oh yeah.
Aikido, what
And
is it? It's
Wesley was a
suited
bad
for a street
motherfucker.
fight. It's suited for somebody that naturally can street fight. You already in close. Go ahead and use that elbow. Throw that elbow up in their eye socket. I bet you they leave you alone after that. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Go ahead. They duck, dipping, and dodging to throw to try to dodge your blows with them hands. If they low enough and you can bring that leg up, but guess what? It's effective as a Mike Tyson uppercut when you hit somebody at the base of their chin with your kneecap. They going out. That's it. You just help them go out. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Night night. So it's one of the martial arts that suit you. If you already a good street fighter, it fits right in with your thing because you're not doing the a lot of roundhouse kicks and all this stuff where you got to give up. Because you and me both, I don't know how Rob is built, but you got a low center of gravity. You chunky and thick as hell. Same thing with me. And so it doesn't suit us to give up our base of gravity. Our base of gravity is our legs. So it don't suit us to do a whole lot of giving up that base of gravity when we in fights.
Now, mind you, sir, when I was boxing, when I would put on the gloves and spar, I wasn't as chunky as I was now.
Yeah, I
I
seen
was.
the old pictures, Negro. I actually remember you coming over. I remember coming over your house and you wasn't that chunky.
No, exactly right, and I was in
You came over
2011.
my house and I'm looking at you like, what's that nigga name? Swole.
Yeah,
Swole.
when you came, because Rob, he came to the crib on 9 Mile where I would have all the fight parties at. No, I wasn't. No, that was 28-year-old me. No, man, no, I wasn't like that. Not yet. That was now. I could still. I mean, now look. You give me about six. Not even gonna say 6 weeks because look, I mean, I'm not wouldn't. You give me about a month of me being serious and as far as watching my diet and things like that. Oh, I can You know, there's still a lot of life left in this bitch here. Okay, but look, fellas, we've been on for an hour and a half. I mean, three and a half hours. It looks like Virginia is getting ready to wrap up this game and put away NC State. It's a minute left. Virginia's up by 5 going to the free throw line. So it looks like tomorrow we're going to have Virginia versus North Carolina in the ACC championship game. Go Cavs. But listen, this has been fun when it's been fun when we've been having fun. Let's put it that way. The next time you guys will see me will be Monday. I will have the whole NCAA bracket laid out for you, and I'll give my opinions on that as well as the anything else that happens in free agency, plus NBA talk. For my man Tony, for conspiracy theories, you better make that free throw. Come on, God damn it. We're trying to put them away. For conspiracy theories with Robert fucking Chandler, make this second free throw, you son of a bitch. You missed both of them?
Yeah, why the violence?
Because we trying to look. Virginia sucks offensively. You watching it?
No, but I just violent.
Because Virginia sucks offensively. You need
These young men just trying to get an education,
Virginia,
and you over here cussing them out, and
but they are elite defensively.
calling their mama all kinds of whores, and
I didn't call nobody mama a hoe. Oh, I did.
Saying she's saying she should have screwed an NBA player so he would have more talent and make a free throw.
See now this now Tony's being a troll. Tony's being a troll.
I heard all of it.
But anyway, you guys, we will be back on Monday. Love you. Peace. We out this bitch.
Later.
Later.